we're ready to go here for tonight's baseball game. The Diamonds will take the field and get their warm-ups in, and then we'll get started. Last night, the Diamonds jumped ahead to a 6-run lead in the early in the game, and they could not hold on to that lead. They held on to a form of the lead until the game was tied in the 8th inning. And then in the 10th, they gave up a run in the top of the 10th. And if you recall the international rules, the modified international rules that they use now, they start every extra inning with 2 runners on base. So when San Rafael did that at the top of the 10th inning and could only score 1 run, things looked good for the Diamonds, because you start with 2 runners on and nobody out, you're usually going to score some runs. The Diamonds decided to bunt their runners to second and third. That was successful thanks to a great bunt by Yuki Yasuda. And then they could not score anybody from second or third, and so the Diamonds lost 11-10 after leading by 6 runs. We talked in the pregame show with Aaron Miles on Mixler.com about the problems the Diamonds are having now. It is a complete flip from earlier in the season when they could not score runs. Now they're hitting the ball, now they're scoring runs, but the relief pitching staff has not held up leads that they have been given as they go in through the ball game. The starters have done an outstanding job, but the relievers are having their problems. Until the Diamonds at the end of the game last night had Rich Ackerman come in, and he brought some sense of order to the situation, but it was almost too late, and in fact he had a throwing error that led to the 1 run that was scored in the top of the 10th. And 2 2/3 innings he gave up 1 unearned run, and that was the winning run for San Rafael, and so Ackerman took the loss. The Pacifics are coming off of an exciting game last night against Sonoma, where they had a near brawl in that game. Apparently, Miles Williams, the right fielder for Sonoma, hit a ball to right field, and they had Meimersdorf on at first base, who was waiting to see if the right fielder would make the play. He did not make the play, and Williams comes motoring around and passes him on the base path, which, under the rules of baseball, means that Williams is out, and Meimersdorf gets second. But the umpires were trying to figure that all out and talking to each other when apparently Taylor, the first baseman for the Pacifics, decided to tag Williams as part of an appeal process. Williams didn't take kindly to that. Both benches emptied onto the field, and there were no big issues at that point. Apparently everyone calmed down, and the game just concluded. We are now have, as you can see, the Diamonds on the field looking at Corey McDonald out there ready to get his warm-ups in. Last night was also notable because shortstop Jose Garcia came back for his first game of 2018 with the Diamonds. He did an outstanding job at shortstop. He did well at the plate, too, and so you will find a new first baseman for the Diamonds who used to be a shortstop, and that's Rafael Valera. He has also had some problems with his throwing hand. In fact, you'll see it bandaged up when you get a close-up Valera at first base, and so that's a good reason for him not to be playing short as well. But as Aaron Miles told us, it's a good problem to have. It's his job to make sure that both players are happy, and he said they will both be playing every day. So, and that's what ball players want, is the chance to compete. And so Valera and Garcia could be expected to be in there. Blatnick will be on at third base, and the hottest bat in the lineup is at second base tonight, where he was last night, Yuki Yasuda. And we talked a lot, Tony and I did last night, about what to do when you start the inning with first and second, and do you bunt them over? But what if your hottest bat is coming to the plate? And we'll talk about a little bit of that and what Aaron Miles had to say later on. But right now, we're going to give you Tony Schultz, the voice of the Diamonds, to get this game started.
Thank you very much, Scotty. Ready to go here from Pittsburgh. And here is the lineup for those San Rafael Pacifics. Don Andre Clark will start it off. He's in center. Rondo Moreno is the shortstop batting second. Javian Randall in the third spot. He's at left. Brett Gillespie's doing well this year. He's the cleanup man in the DH. Jake Taylor, guy who's with a lot of power at first base. Zach Files is at third. Mike Staudinger in right field. Ricky Gingras, the catcher. Kyle Olande is at second base. And now the lineup will face the Diamond right-hander Corey McDonald. 1 and 2 so far for Corey, and the first pitch is in there for a strike, and we are underway. For McDonald, .675 ERA, 4 starts, 21 in the third innings pitched, 14 strikeouts, but 15 17 walks. And the 1-0 pitch, and that misses, and the count 1-1. O'Donnell, Wallace, Smith, left to right in the outfield for Pittsburgh. Blatnick, Garcia, Yasuda, and Valera third to first. The battery is this one was bounced to the left side, backhanded by Garcia's throw across in time to Valera for the out number 1. So 1 up, 1 down. It's Gabe Bracamonte is the catcher. And, of course, McDonald the pitcher. So 1 up, 1 down, and that'll bring up Rondo Moreno.
So Aaron Miles is sure that at this point in the season, the San Rafael Pacifics are the best team in the league, and it's good they came up with a victory on Wednesday, and it's another chance to prove that they belong at the top tier of the Pacific Association tonight.
Pitch to the shortstop, Moreno, and he laces one into right field. Smith backs up. He's there. He makes the catch, and it's 2 up and 2 down. The umpires tonight, Saul Lopez in the field. Mike Heller is the home plate umpire. So a good start to the top of the first for Corey McDonald. And that'll bring up the third place hitter and left fielder for San Rafael, Javian Randall.
Randall still knocking the cover off the ball, hitting .435. That's a drop of about 20 points from Wednesday, but he is a dangerous hitter.
Right-handed batter waits. Here's the pitch to him inside for a ball, and the count 1-0.
Car that will make you feel like you just hit a home run. With a large selection to choose from, Winter Chevrolet is sure to have the car that fits your personality. And their amazing finance programs will allow you to slide in your new car safely. Winter Chevrolet, as a proud sponsor of Diamonds Baseball, is located off Highway 4 in Pittsburgh. Winter has what you want. You know when it's time for a haircut, but you really aren't thrilled with the trim you've been getting? You'd like to find a new hair cutter, but it seems like a big hassle with too many choices and not enough information. Where we're giving you the take sign, as in take down this information. Call Red's Barbershop and make an appointment. Red has the skills and experience with all types of hair. He is great with the latest styles and still knows how to make you shine with more traditional haircuts. Call 925-382-1399 to make an appointment. That's 925-382-1399. Red's Barbershop is at 190 East 7th Street, just off Railroad Avenue in Old Town, Pittsburgh. Give Red a call today, 382-1399. A reminder, ladies and gentlemen, kids of all sizes and shapes, we're going to have games, third inning. Sign up next to the first base dugout.
Right after a nice inning from Corey McDonald, Chris Mazza will take the hill, and he'll face this lineup. Brett Smith is in right field. Morgan Blatnick bats second. He's at third. Rafael Valera is the first baseman in the third spot. Carranza, the cleanup man tonight at DH. Gabe Bracamonte, the catcher, in the fifth spot. Wes Wallace drops to the sixth spot. He is in center field. Pat O'Donnell is in left in the seventh spot. Yuki Yasuda, the second baseman, in the eighth spot. Jose Garcia, the shortstop, he bats ninth. And they face the aforementioned right-hander Chris Mazza. Couple of saves, 14 and a third innings pitched. His first start of the season tonight. And the impressive number with him, Scott, 19 strikeouts to just 3 walks.
And 0 earned runs.
That's pretty good. Can't do better than that. Brett Smith takes a strike, and it's Randall, Clark, and Staudinger left to right in the outfield for San Rafael. 0-1 pitch, swing, ground ball, right side, picked up by the second baseman Yolande, who throws him out. 1 up and 1 down. Files, Moreno, Yolande, Taylor third to first. Ricky Gingras in the squat tonight for the aforementioned right-hander Mazza, who comes on with that sparkling earned run average. And when you look at that line, 19 and 3, you're thinking control, control, control.
The first time he just mowed down the Diamonds, but in the second appearance against them, they did get some hits. They even scored a run. So there's a little chink in the armor.
Pitch, and Morgan Blatnick takes a strike, and Morgan not at first base tonight. He certainly made his presence felt defensively last night with a couple of great pickups on force plays that really saved runs. Here's the pitch inside for a ball. One turned into a double play that ended the inning. One was with the bases loaded that ended an inning, and both of those would have just been tragic situations had he not made those plays. Next pitch, and that misses 2 balls and a strike to Blatnick.
He's hitting .268 with 2 home runs and 11 runs batted in.
So Diamond's coming off a tough loss. Here's the pitch, and that is just does miss. The count 3-1. A 6-run lead, a 4-run lead. They led by 3 at one point. They led by 4 going into the 8th. Not enough, and they lose in extras. Here's the pitch in there for a strike, and the count 3-2. And Scott was alluding to the situation with the 2 inherited runners with the international overtime or extra inning rules. Got the bunt that you wanted. That worked out. And this one sliced foul and should get out of play and does. Count remains 3-2. I mean, executed well by Yuki Yasuda. Second and third and 1 out, the Diamonds couldn't score.
Yeah, and Yasuda, with everyone knowing that the bunt's coming, they're all charging. He still laid it down perfectly. And Williams said, you know, you get the benefit as a home team coming up second to know what they scored. We only needed 1 run. It was the thing to do. They just couldn't complete it.
That misses. Just as I was talking about the walk-to-strikeout ratio for Mazza, he walks the second batter he faces of the game, and that'll bring up Rafael Valera. An interesting dynamic now with Jose Garcia coming over. You have a middle infielder now playing at first base, which you think that's good for range, but sometimes when to come off a bag and not. There's a couple of different variables when playing first as opposed to the other positions in the infield.
Interesting you say that, because on the first throw from Garcia tonight, he almost came off the bag too early.
And this one is in there for a strike to Rafael, and they count 0-1. But also, the ball's hit to the right side. Do I come off and try to make a play? Do I hold my ground to cover first base? Pitch swung on, and that's hammered up the middle of base hit. Blatnick will stop at second, and it's 2 on with 1 out here for Pittsburgh.
Apparently, he wasn't worried about that when he got that pitch. Valera, Miles says that Valera's played every position. He's played all over the infield in his career, so he has played some first base, but he's a shortstop. There's no doubt about that. But what's also interesting tonight is the difference between being a reliever and a starter, and Chris Massa has to deal with that.
And of course, different ways to look at that situation too, in the way a pitcher prepares himself. Here's the pitch, fastball on the outside corner for a strike, and they count 0-1. Take a look at the replay there, and this right back through the box, and just not enough time for Mazza to reach up and catch that ball. The 0-1 pitch, swing, and this one fouled back. And the count 0-2.
Carranza comes in here hitting .211, 0 home runs and 6 runs batted in.
So Carranza quickly down in the count, 0-2. Hold that bat very close to himself. Here's a swing and a foul straight back. And Paula is just never going to get used to these foul backs to the screen.
Paula is the public address announcer, and she's right behind home plate. And they come screaming right at her face, and they haven't hit her because there's a fence there.
She's just not the city pigeon yet. No balls and 2 strikes to Joel.
Massa has to, it's not just the obvious differences, but for a difference between a reliever and a starter, the whole game day is entirely different, and you need to get into a routine. And if you are coming from a situation where you're a reliever, starter has to warm up for the beginning of the game. I don't know if that's why there are 2 people on or not.
This one misses. It's 1-2, and I'm always thinking it's, sometimes as a starter, you kind of have to learn how to pace yourself, because you do want to get extended and get deeper into the game, whereas sometimes you come in as a reliever, and you're just firing bullets. You know I'm only going to be in maybe for one inning, maybe two, and just spend it all right now, and then the skip's going to come and get me. 1-2 pitch to Joel, swinging a foul, and he stays alive. Count remains 1-2 strikes.
He just did stay alive at that foul tip that dribbled through generous legs there and back behind home plate. The Diamonds have a golden opportunity here in the first inning against a pitcher that's given them trouble, so they would sure like to cash in.
One-two pitch, swing and fouled up, popped up right side, and this one is just going to get out of play as it just scratches the fence on its way down.
Yeah, Jake Taylor is good in that foul territory. He does a good job of hustling over to get the ball, but that time he didn't have a chance as it hit the fence. And Carranza, there's another thing. Every pitch, you get to know a pitcher a little bit better. And so this kind of battle situation where he's fouling him off should work to his advantage.
1-2 pitch again, swing, ground ball, hit slowly, could be two, second for one, no throw. So Carranza's going to reach on the fielder's choice. The play goes 6-4, 2 outs now. Blatnick takes third. Diamonds have him cornered with 2 down. And here comes Bracamonte.
Number 26.
Valera came sliding in hard at second base. We're going to get a chance to see it again. Take a look here. Carranza with the ground ball to the right side. And watch Valera slide in there, and he kind of gets in the way of the second baseman, who decided in the middle of throwing it not to throw it. Maybe that was a wise decision.
Yeah, runner bearing down on you, and the ball just hit too slow. Take a bite out of it. Don't take a chance and throw it away. Here's the pitch, swing, and a foul by Bracamonte, and they count no balls and a strike. Well, the Diamonds, they've won 3 of 5. That's the good news, but they've lost 4 of 7. That's the bad news. They come in upside down with the record, but still only 4 games back with a lot of games left. Here's the pitch. That's inside for a ball, and the count 1-1. Told you about the Pacific's winners last night. They've won 4 of 7 and 3 of their last 4. This one's fouled off.
I don't know. The last 2 pitches looked like Generous got hit and then the ump got hit, but apparently it was just nicked them because neither one is in a serious shape at the moment.
1-2 pitch. Bracamonte sprays this one foul. It'll get out of play. And the count remains 1-2 with Wes Wallace waiting on deck. So the Diamonds, runners of the corners, 2-out situation. They picked up a walk and a base hit. So far now 0 for 1 with the runner in scoring position. Can they cash in here? Swing, ground ball to second. Yolande over to get it, throws him out. The inning is over. Diamonds leave 2, and at the end of 1, San Rafael and Pittsburgh, and no score.
Road trips can be grueling, which is why baseball teams are happy to split their road games. But there is one way to guarantee a win on the road. That's by staying at Hampton Inn by Hilton. Fresh,
Red's
up-to-date
Barbershop.
accommodations.
You know when it's time for a haircut, but you aren't really thrilled with the trim you've been getting? You'd like to find a new hair cutter, but it seems like a big hassle with too many choices and not enough information. We're giving you the take sign, as in take down this information. Call Red's Barbershop and make an appointment. Red has the skills and experience with all types of hair. He is great with the latest styles and still knows how to make you shine with more traditional haircuts. Call 925-382-1399 and make an appointment. That's 925-382-1399. Red's Barbershop is at 190 East 7th Street, just off Railroad Avenue in Old Town. Give Red a call today, 925-382-1399. Red's Barbershop. You know when it's time for a haircut, but you aren't really thrilled with the trim you've been getting? You'd like to find a new haircut.
3-run homer. Start your pregame warm-up with Nick's Sandwiches, located at 315 Railroad Avenue in Old Town.
Take it slow, but it's not typical. He already knows that my love is
So Brent Gillespie will come up here. I've wanted to talk about before the game. I saw Bracamonte come out of the dugout, and he is Mr. Charming. He really is Mr. Charming. Extended hand, how you doing? But he would wave it out. Corey McDonald was warming up out in the bullpen, and he's out wearing his undershirt, and he's got a black one on, and he says, what do you want me to wear, the black or the orange? And to Corey McDonald. Corey says orange. So I said, you ask every pitcher that? He says, yeah, they have to feel good. So there's an orange undershirt under there.
First pitch to Brent, and he takes high for a ball. Diamonds baseball coming to you from Delta TV, the YouTube channel, that is the Pittsburgh Diamonds YouTube channel, and Mixler.com. Swinging a foul, and this one back and out of play, and the count 1-1.
Right, if you go to YouTube and you search Pittsburgh Diamonds, you should be able to find the live stream of tonight's game.
A lot of ways to connect with Diamonds baseball. Swinging a foul left side and out of play. And also, as it just come out here to the ballpark.
It's actually a hot day, but it's pleasant here in the grandstand.
Lovely. Light breeze blowing through. Not a whole lot of wind swirling around the ballpark. You can look at the flag out there just hanging. Here's one is hit hard into right center. That could be trouble. Smith coming over. He's going to play it on a hop. Brett Smith looked like he had that inkling, Scott, to make that diving play, but decided just play it on a hop, hold him to a single, and keep the double play in order.
Right, that, sometimes your eyes are bigger than your stomach or something like that when you're an outfielder. And that was the smart play. I don't think he actually was close enough to make even a diving catch.
You want a guy to be aggressive, but you certainly hate to see him play singles into doubles.
Right.
Here's Jake Taylor, plenty of power, and the pitch to Jake outside for a ball. And go back a few years here when Mike Taylor was the home run guy for Pittsburgh. And some of those nights, he and this guy kind of almost had that personal battle, and what you can do, I can do better type thing. This one into right center. That one's hit really well. Way back it goes. It is gone. A 2-run shot for Jake Taylor. And just like that, the Pacific's on the board, 2-0.
For Taylor, believe it or not, that's only his second home run of the year, and his 8th and 9th runs batted in. And so he's, I'm sure, happy to get back on track with the gopher ball. So that, for Corey, is a disappointment in the sense that he looked so sharp in that first inning, and now down 2-0 here in the second.
Here's left-handed hitting Zach Files. This pitch up and away for a ball. Zach Files sounds like a cop. Oh, that's because the Rockford Files. That's where I was thinking.
That's why.
The Rockford Files. Remember the Rockford Files? Swinging a foul back to the screen.
But the family didn't change their name to Files because of the Rockford Files.
No, probably not.
No. But if his name was Rockford, there'd be.
But I just heard the name and I'm thinking,
what in the world?
Cop show. 1-1 pitch, and that just does miss to the inside. Count 2 balls and 1 strike to Zach. So a base hit and 2-run home run. 2-0 in favor of San Rafael, and still up there with nobody out. That pitch is in there, strike 2. So for those of you on Mixler, Diamonds in there orange with the white pants, navy blue and white for the Pacifics. This pitch is foul back to the screen, and those gray pants, their usual travel uniform.
We talked about that incident last night in the Sonoma San Rafael game where there was kind of a benches clearing non-brawl. Jake Taylor tagging the runner, and as part of an appeal.
This one low for a ball, 3-2.
And of course, it was like all baseball brawls. There were no punches thrown, standing around.
Most baseball brawls. 3-2, and is low ball 4.
But today, going into the dugout to get the lineup for the Pacifics, I was standing there, and as I was leaving Kavanaugh, the manager said, hold on, we have a change, and which was nice of him to point out the change. He said, you could probably figure it out. As you know, the wrong person comes up to bat. He was just kidding around. So it makes the change. I said, yeah, we don't want any fights tonight if you guys bat out of order. He says, oh, I don't care. I don't mind.
Yeah, the first 3 hitters have reached against Corey McDonald here in the second, and the pitch on the inside corner for a strikeout, 0-1.
Wait, Corey.
The 0-1 pitch swung on, fouled off. That'll get out of play. Up next for the Diamonds, Pittsburgh will be at Napa Silverado Field Saturday at 5, Sunday at 1. For the Pacifics, at the Clippers at Joe DiMaggio Field in Martinez. And this one fouled away. Saturday at 5, Sunday to be determined.
What in the world would determine? Is ESPN going to televise it?
Apparently they're just not sure exactly what time they're going to start that game. I'm not sure for what the reason for that is, but they are going to be playing games in Martinez over the weekend. Here's the pitch, swinging a ground ball foul, and the count remains at 0-2.
Well, we'll be in Napa 5 o'clock Saturday night. Game time and 4:50 with the pregame show, and then on Sunday 1 o'clock game time and 12:50 with runs, hits, Aaron.
And these two teams have met a couple of times. They split 2 on June the 14th and the 15th here at Pittsburgh. This one is low for a ball. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pacifics have broken through here in the second. Trying to do some more damage. Still nobody out. The 1-2 pitch swung on. That one's hit hard. That's going to be a base hit into right center field. Runner's going to turn at second, go to third, and they've got them cornered still with nobody out.
Yasuda making a diving attempt on that ball, and the ball did just go underneath his glove and on in the field, and maybe it actually bumped the glove and was slowed down a bit by Yasuda's effort, but he could not make the catch or make the stop, and so the Diamonds are going to have the infield in, and Valera is very much in at first base. And now he's going back to his position. He was listening to what was up. Here's the replay. And you'll see Yasuda go completely horizontal on that play and not quite able to get it.
Here's Ricky Gingras. First 4 batters have reached here. 2 have scored. Pitch to the San Rafael catcher. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Count 0-1.
The Diamonds, besides the fact that they want McDonald to pitch well and give them a chance to win, they need him to pitch a long time. Their bullpen got a lot of work yesterday in 4.5 hours.
That's a really good point. Here's the 0-1 pitch, swinging a foul. And one thing you can say about a guy, especially when you want him to be one of those front line starters, when you're coming off a loss, you're looking for him to get the win. And when you're coming off a situation where the bullpen's been overworked, you're looking for him to extend and put in some innings for you and give the bullpen, if not a night off, at least some breathing room. Here's the pitch, and that is outside for a ball. And the international rules, of course, in the extra frames came up, and it did produce an early ending to the game because of that.
Right.
The 1 run was scored with those first 2, and the game was over fairly early after we went to extra innings. Big swing and a miss, and Ricky Gingras strikes out, and there is out number 1 here in the second.
We had an opportunity earlier in the year in Sonoma to talk to the commissioner of the Pacific Association, and one of the conversation topics was the extra inning situation. He says that since they have implemented this rule, no game has ever gone beyond the 11th inning. So in that
It's
sense,
working.
it's working.
Here's the pitch, and that is in there for a strike. And the count 0-1. And of course, you know, baseball purists, whenever they say purists, that means they never wanted anything to change, and they still want just one team to win the, you know, one team coming out of the league to play in the World Series. You know, and
those
no
purists left?
playoffs, and just you win the pennant in
Right.
the regular season, and that's it. So, boy, thank God we didn't listen to them all those years. No balls and 2 strikes here to Ulande, the second baseman. The 0-2 pitch to him, swinging a ground ball left side, foul. And
Ulande was that last second change in the lineup. Aaron Brill had been penciled in at second base. Ulande was the change that Kavanaugh was talking about when I was in the dugout. Why, I don't know. I don't know if it's a big deal or not, but Ulande is the number 9 hitter.
Down the count 0-2. Diamonds looking for the double play ball. Check swing on a breaking ball outside. The appeal, and they say no to Saul Lopez, the field umpire, and the count 1-2.
This is one of those big moments for the Diamonds. It's only 2-0. If they can get out of this, they would be very grateful.
And this one fouled away, and the count remains 1-2. So the big blow already, the Jake Taylor 2-run home run, base hit for Gillespie, 2-run jack by Taylor, a walk for Files, Staudinger a base hit, strikeout for Ricky Gingras. And now the 1-2 pitch to Ulande, swinging a ground ball right side. Diving over there is the first baseman who can't get it, Valera, and a run is in. Runner to second. They're at first and second still with 1 out. And now San Rafael leads it 3-0.
A nice diving attempt by Valera at first base, but he could not quite get the ball. He's over there holding on the runner, and so he was tight on the foul line, and the ball wasn't that far off the foul line, but just far enough that Valera could not make a diving stop.
So an RBI for Ulande. Files scores the run. Back to the top of the order for Don Andre Clark, who grounded to short his first time. 3 spot put up here in the inning. Here's the pitch, swinging a foul, and the count 0-1. And of course, that was a 2-strike situation there to Kyle, and he looked like he handled the bat real well. Went the other way with the ball. Valera made the valiant effort, just couldn't quite get to it. And the Diamonds find themselves staring at a crooked number up there here in the second inning. 0-1 pitch to Don Andre. Fastball outside for a ball. And the count 1-1.
Clark came in the game hitting .342, so he is another dangerous bat. Of course, you're at the top of the order, and that's not where the Diamonds wanted to end up, but they've got 2 on and only 1 out.
That was the Gingras strikeout. Here's the pitch, and that looked like an off-speed pitch that floats in there for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Clark. Moreno waiting on deck. Diamonds like to turn 2 and get back in the dugout. That's what the middle infield is certainly looking for.
Clark is fast, though. He might be tough to double up. We'll see.
Swings and misses here. Ball gets away. So with the first base occupied, he is out, even though the ball was dropped. By
Now batting the shortstop, number 16, Rondo Moreno.
Bracamonte.
Bracamonte. So Don Andre with the strikeout. He's 0 for 2. And here comes Moreno. He flied to left. Flied to right, rather, his first time. So the Diamonds get out number 2, but still runners at first and second. And San Rafael looking for more here in a very long second inning. Here's the pitch swing, and this one going to hop up to Yasuda. Can't handle it initially. Throws to first, and it is in time for the out. So Yuki, a nice job playing that one off his chest. He didn't panic. Able to come over there and make the pickup and get the out. But it's a big inning for San Rafael. They pick up 3, and at the end of an inning and a half, it's San Rafael 3, Diamonds nothing.
Oh, sure, you'll ask for advice if you want some, but usually you know exactly how you want your business publications and handouts to look. That's where Paper Tiger Ready Print comes in. It is their mission to help you achieve your business goals, and that starts by listening to what you want and making it happen. At Paper Tiger Ready Print, they believe there is no greater satisfaction than delivering a finished product that helps a client reach their goals and objectives. Give them a try. You won't be disappointed. Paper Tiger Ready Print at 182 East Leland Road in Pittsburgh or ReadyPrint.com.
Founded in Contra Costa County that has been supporting the local community for more than 100 years. Mechanics Bank is that bank, founded in 1905. Ever since, Mechanics Bank has been building on the legacy of building lasting relationships, enriching local lives and local communities, driving local economic growth, and exceeding clients' expectations every day. Stop by Mechanics Bank on Railroad Avenue in Pittsburgh or visit them online at mechanicsbank.com. Mechanics Bank.
Home half of the second we go. Diamonds find themselves trailing here 3-0
More fun than a ball bouncing on
as the Pacifics. Well, they had a big inning in that last one. The key hit, Jake Taylor's 2-run home run, but the first 4 batters reached. So tough ending for Corey McDonald. Let's see if he can't bounce back. And Wes Wallace going to start it off here. Wallace, O'Donnell, Yuki Yasuda. And then should anybody reach the 9th place hitter, Jose Garcia.
You know, you look at the last inning and you get single, home run, walk, single, strikeout, single. You get out of that with 3 runs. Actually, it was a lousy start, but a good finish, and to see if the Diamonds can get back in it here.
Here's Wes, and the pitch to him, swinging a ground ball, backing up and making the play over at third base's Files to throw him out. So Zach retreating and then still making the glove work. Looked a little awkward, but and then almost kind of smooth at the same time and get the out.
He fumbled the ball a little bit when he was making the stop. But here's a replay, and we can see how well he does. There he got a little bit, maybe he didn't, maybe it was just his footwork that looked a little funny, and he throws him out. Not by much, too. It was very close at first.
Here's the pitch to Pat O'Donnell, in there for a strike, and the count 0-1. Swing, big hopper over second. That's going to be into center field, a base hit. That's the old, what they used to call the Baltimore chop. I guess they still do. Big high hopper. And the second baseman, Yolande, going over there, just could not quite get to it. So it's a base hit for O'Donnell. He had a couple of hits last night, actually 3, including a double late in the game. That was in the 9th. And talk about a guy who had a great game. Well, here he is, Yuki Yasuda, who until late in that ball game when they finally got him out. Boy, this one sprays foul to the right side. The Silverados having all sorts of problems with the Diamond second baseman.
O'Donnell with speed at first, Yasuda with the hot bat, and see what the Diamonds could do here with Jose Garcia on deck.
O'Donnell with not a very big lead, being held on by Jake Taylor, but we were talking all night about the Silverados, you know, running with reckless abandon.
Yeah.
They did attempt a number of stolen bases, but the Diamonds were game as well. Here's Yasuda was backing up away from that. I think still got a piece of the ball No, apparently not. It's going to be ball one.
He was trying to bunt by pulling the bat back, but that's sometimes you're right. It's late in the delivery of the pitch, and it almost hit the bat.
1 ball, 1 strike. Quick turn and a throw over to first base. And Chris Mazza looking quite nimble on the mound as he made that move. That is just a lot tougher than they make it look, that quick move to first base. Here's the pitch down low for a ball. Now his motion coming home, even out of the stretch, looks a little bit slow, but he does have that, what looks to me to be pretty quick feet, getting that set and ready to throw it to first base. Pretty good move over there for Mazza. 2-1, and did it hit him? It did, and the Diamonds a hit by pitch, and they're going to have runners at first and second. And there's a hit by pitch beneficial to the Diamonds, but I don't want to see too many more of those.
We had last night where Barnesi came in with the bases loaded in the 8th inning and then proceeded to hit the next 3 batters. Each time driving in a run. It was really the low point of the game, and the Diamonds, from a scorer position, but also just from a pure baseball position, it was not what you want to see. And the last batter took her right in the helmet.
Yeah, that was Jordan Anderson, and Ray Jones, or I think it was Anderson, pitches outside to Garcia, 1-0. I mean, one of them was boring in and actually caught the batter like in the neck, in the collarbone area.
That's right.
And then I believe it was Anderson who just had his helmet completely knocked off, swinging a ground ball, and it's going to be off the foot of Garcia as he does that little dance around home plate. He'll need a moment to kind of shake out the sting.
He stomps that foot in the ground to get out pain. Yeah, last night he got hit, I think, in the same general area on the foot. Here's a replay. Oof. Just right off the inside of that foot. It's a common baseball thing.
He's got the shin guard on the front foot, the left foot. And, of course, it managed to avoid the shin. 1-1 pitch, and this one a ground ball to short. Could be 2, and right through the legs of Moreno. And the Diamonds are going to get a run on the E6. So Garcia, no RBI awarded. He reaches on the error at shortstop. But the Diamonds, the beneficiary of the hit by pitch and then the error. And Pat O'Donnell scores the run, and the Diamonds on the board, and it's 3-1 San Rafael.
Let's see what happens. I don't really know, because his glove stayed on the ground. It's almost like he just missed it, because most of the time what you see there is that someone goes down and then comes up fast, and instead he was still down there, but it went right through his legs.
Here's the pitch. That's in there for a strike.
Big break for the Diamonds. Now a chance with the top of the order coming up here with 2 on.
And here's Brett Smith, the leadoff man. And the 0-1 pitch, swinging a ground ball right side. Jake Taylor with the nice pickup on the hop. Wanted to go to second, looked over there, hesitated for a moment, and then took the sure out.
I wonder, I did not see what the situation was at second, but was Moreno not on the bag, so he couldn't throw it because he was set to throw it? And it looked like he didn't feel like he could throw it safely, or maybe Garcia was already down there. Either way.
He looked over there and just like, well, should I? Yeah, let's just take the sure out.
And Moreno was there, so I guess he just felt Garcia was too fast.
Here's Blatnick now. Here's the pitch from Mazza. That's outside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. So Smith is out 3 unassisted. Runners both move up, and now Morgan a chance to tie up this ball game with a base hit. Here's one of those critical situations. Pitch to Morgan, just low for a ball, and the count goes 2-0.
Morgan walked in the first, and behind him on deck, Rafael Valera, who's swinging a hot bat.
So Morgan now in just a a game plus. His next pitch inside for a ball, 3-0. Has walked 4 times. He walked last night in the 2nd, in the 5th, and in the 8th.
The Diamonds are heavy with right-handers. Maybe the fact that he's a left-hander throws the pitcher off. I don't know.
There's the pitch, and that's in there for a strike, taking all the way, and the count 3-1. Huge spot for the Diamonds right now as Mazza tries to pitch out of a jam. Already 1 in, and that's going to be ball 4 to load him up. So Blatnick not collecting the hits, but in just over a game plus now. He has walked 5 times.
Number 2, Rafael Valera.
So here's Valera. He picked up a base hit back in that first inning. Couple of hits for the Diamonds. One coming in this inning. That was O'Donnell, picked up that chopper base hit. He later scored. Mazza's fastball is high for a ball. It's 1-0 to Valera with Joel Carranza waiting on deck. And that's the area where the Diamonds really got to get going, even though they scored 10 runs last night. Here's the pitch swing, and this one down the line into the Diamond dugout, and that'll fall harmlessly for strike 1.
You're absolutely right. And in the first inning here tonight, the Diamonds left runners at 1st and 3rd. Now they have the bases loaded, and they can't afford to leave those runs out there as they did last night, as they've learned last night, because it comes back to haunt you. Last night, the Diamonds left 18 runners on base.
Wow. Traffic was heavy all night long. But you score 10, you should win.
Right.
Here's the pitch, check swing, and it's in there for a strike in the count, 1-2. So the Pacific's a 3 spot in the 2nd. The Diamonds have countered with 1 and looking for more here with 2 outs. Valera, a lot of room there on that left side. Here's the pitch, and this one called strike 3 on the outside corner, and the inning is over. Rafael, I think, thought that ball was outside. The Diamonds get 1, but they leave 3, and at the end of 2, it's San Rafael 3, Pittsburg 1.
Nick Sandwiches. Want to tailgate in City Park before the next Diamonds home game? Nick Sandwiches is a great place to start. Everything you need for a big crew of hungry fans, or a tasty lunch on the Delta, or a quick grab of coffee and a bite to eat on the way to work. Nick Sandwiches is in Old Town Pittsburg on Railroad Avenue, across from the marina. Eating at the Diamonds' favorite deli is as satisfying as a 3-run homer. Start your pregame warm-up at Nick Sandwiches, 315 Railroad Avenue in Old Town.
Reach their goals and objectives. Give them a try. You won't be disappointed. For Tiger Ready Print is located at 182 East Leland Road in Pittsburgh, or readyprint.com. Baseball's Hall of Fame is dedicated to the greatest stars of all time. If Pittsburgh had a Hall of Fame, one of the first inductees would be New Mecca Cafe in Old Town. The difference is this iconic restaurant hasn't lost a step and would still make the All-Star team. Great family fun, delicious Mexican food, and prices that make it all affordable. That's been the formula since the New Mecca opened, and it's still true today. Check it out. Your stomach will thank you. New Mecca Cafe, 324 Railroad Avenue in Old Town, Pittsburgh. A reminder, kids, to stop by the first base dugout and sign up. We're going to start with musical chairs. Now batting, left fielder number 3, Javion Randall.
Missing low and inside. The count 1 ball and no strikes.
Big inning for McDonald. So that he's turned it around from the beginning.
And the pitch grounded, and that's going to be foul to the left side. The count 1-1.
And of course, who wants to start out? You got a big inning like that with the guy who came into the game hitting .435, but that's the way it works.
1-1 pitch, and that is just low. And the count goes 2-1. McDonald with the windup. And Randall shoots this one foul. So here on June the 22nd, nearly 20 games in, Vallejo and San Rafael coming in both at 12-7. Napa and Sonoma both at 11-8. Pittsburg 8-11, 4 back. Clippers 3-16. And the new boys from Martinez already 9 back. So they're kind of hoping it's going to be a split season for the postseason.
And we're waiting to hear, right, about what the split season's going to be, whether it's going to be a split season or a postseason playoff.
Here's the pitch, and that's inside for a ball, and Randall has a leadoff walk. That is correct. Commissioner Stone told me earlier in the week that it should be Monday or Tuesday. I gave him my suggestion. He listened very attentively, and something to the effect of, I'll take it under advisement.
Well, are they actually having a
means.
meeting coming up where they're going to discuss this? Because July 15th is the midway point of the season, and that's hurrying. It's almost here.
Here's the pitch, swinging that one line down the right field line. That's going to be a base hit. Randall's going to make the turn at second, go all the way to third, and they are cornered with nobody out here in the 3rd inning.
Well, this is a disappointing turn of events because McDonald in the past has had early innings where he has trouble, but has turned it around and come back. And right now that we're in the 3rd inning, the 1st inning was great, 1, 2, 3, but that 2nd inning gave up 3 runs, left a number of people on base, and here we go with 2 on and nobody out.
There's Gillespie just ripping that one down the line. And Diamond's really lucky that wasn't an RBI double. A little bit of top spin in the grass may have slowed it down. But it hurts enough. Here's Jake Taylor, already a 2-run bomb here in this game. Swing, and he pops this one up. Bracamonte coming back, and that one is going to hit on top of that screen that kind of leans over
right
the
above
grandstand.
My head.
Actually went over your head onto the grandstand. And count no balls and a strike.
If that little sheet wasn't there, it would have hit my head.
I was coming for you there, Scott. I was aiming for you.
Runners at 1st and 3rd for the powerful Jake Taylor. And this one just misses the corner. Ball and a strike. Talking also to the commissioner and just talking about sort of the state of the Pacific Association. He said things are going well. Talked about the Vallejo Admirals a little bit. The 1-1 pitch, swinging that one hammered into center field. This will get a run home. Wallace retreats, makes the catch. Runner Randall tags and scores. It is 4-0 or 4-1 in favor of San Rafael, and Jake Taylor's got 3 RBIs. But he told me on a Wednesday night last week, I believe it was, the Vallejo Admirals, 250 people.
Wow.
Out there in Vallejo.
It's interesting because when I first was exposed to the Admirals organization, they had made the commitment that they were going to get people in the park however they could. And of course, that was when they were the last place team. You win a championship and you get some attention. That helps.
Well, winning never hurts, that's for sure. The pitch here to Zach Files is low for a ball. So a sac fly for an RBI. Randall gets the run scored. Here's the pitch, and that's on the inside corner for a strike. So Randall a walk, Gillespie a base hit to corner him up. Jake Taylor a sac fly for an RBI. And now one-on-one on Zach Files, who walked and scored a run in that 3-run second. Here's the pitch, and this one fouled off to the left, and the count 1-2.
Files up here hitting .257 with 3 home runs and 8 RBIs.
Already 4 runs on 5 hits against Corey McDonald. Corey's pitch, swinging a foul. And the count goes 1-2. There's a good look at Corey. At first base camera. Double deuce trying to get out of a jam, and he's yielded another run here in the inning. Still just 1 out. Here's the pitch, and that one hops up there. Bracamonte making the block, and the count goes 2-2.
He does a good job behind the plate. He's an outstanding addition here. They have unfortunately had to make the decision to release Chad Heiberger, who's been a reliable catcher for the Diamonds for the last couple seasons, but they have Bracamonte and they have Stephen Javier, and there just aren't enough positions on the roster.
Swing and a foul, and I did see it with the transactions that a few days ago that was made to release Chad. And then yesterday I saw him coming out here and warming up the pitcher while the catcher, Bracamonte, was getting the gear on.
And Chad was around for the pregame stuff this afternoon.
2-2 pitch, swing, and this one lifted in the air to left field. And drifting over there and drifting over is O'Donnell. He makes the catch. And that is out number 2. So Files flies out to left. And here's Mike Staudinger, the right fielder.
Staudinger plays all over the place for these Pacifics. We see him in the outfield. We see him on the infield. He was inserted into that game 1 week ago tonight here. That amazing comeback. And here's a replay of the fly out to left field.
Just a lazy fly ball out to left.
That's a great angle of it from that center field camera, though, because it gives you that whole view that you never get to see. And that grass out there. We walked across the grass to do the pregame show with Aaron today, Tim Banks and I, and it is so thick and plush. It's like a carpet out there.
Next pitch is low for a ball. Almost want to get out the lemonade and the lounge chairs and
Almost.
the umbrella.
Absolutely.
Go barefoot there for a while.
Right, exactly. It's just absolutely beautiful grass.
1-1 pitch, and that is low for a ball. Count 2-1.
It's so thick, it has to slow down balls that are rolling through the outfield, and that might even slow down the outfielders some. It's so kind of plush. My new word for the day.
Here's the pitch, swing and a foul. That'll make the soccer field. The count 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 1 on, 1 in for San Rafael. We are in the top of the 3rd inning, bringing you Diamonds baseball on Delta TV, Diamonds YouTube channel, and Mixler. And this one going to get away. It's a wild pitch. Bracamonte couldn't find it momentarily, and then Paula, the voice of Winter Chevrolet Stadium, giving him some help. That's the home field advantage they're talking about.
She didn't use the microphone, but she might. She might next time.
We ought to give her some of those pointing lights like they use out at the airport to direct the planes. That would be helpful.
Did you guys hear me?
3 balls, 2 strikes. Payoff pitch. Swing ground ball right side. Valera with the nice backhanded pickup. Takes it to the bag himself. The inning is over. Nice play over there by the shortstop, who's now a corner infielder. for out number 3, but the Pacifics do get another run. It's a sacrifice fly off the bat of Jake Taylor. We've played 2.5 here from Winter Chevrolet Stadium in Pittsburgh. Pacifics 4, Diamonds 1.
One example of teamwork is a smoothly executed double play memorialized in the famous baseball poem, Tinkers to Evers to Chance. Another example of great teamwork is the Pittsburgh Chamber of Commerce. MyPittsburghChamber.org brings together the many and varied businesses that make up the local economy and forges them into a community force that is focused on economic development, advocacy, partnerships, and workforce development. The Pittsburgh Chamber is making a difference. Even if your business doesn't leave you the time to get personally involved, your membership contribution will advance the cause. Visit mypittsburghchamber.org today.
And here come the Diamonds. Leading off will be the designated hitter, number 7.
So 0 for 1, and Diamonds trying to cut into a 3-run lead.
They did last inning, cut into it, cut it to 2, and then gave up a run. So back to work for the Diamonds offense.
Mazza winds and fires. Joel's swing and a miss, and the count 0-1. And Joel's timing has just been a bit off since he's come back, and we figured it was going to take him a while. I just hope to see some of these guys, and he and Wes especially, get it going. This pitch is up high for a ball, count 1-1.
We talked to Jeffrey, who is the play-by-play guy for Napa. Last year he was a play-by-play guy for Sonoma. And
this one popped up right side. Yolande back out to the outfield grass, makes the catch, 1 up and 1 down.
he said that the Sonoma general manager told him last year at the start of the season that Carranza, who played for them for 4 years, is always a slow starter. It'll take him a while to get started, and then he will be a world beater, but it just takes him a while to get going.
You know, that's exactly then what the Diamonds are hoping for. Because there's always those combinations of games, Scott, and even when you score 10 runs, as you pointed out earlier, sometimes you need a few more as was fouled away. So even when the guys that you're expecting to hit a lot don't, in a game where you score a lot, you still might not win. And if they do have a couple more, maybe you win that game before you get to extra innings.
Right, exactly. And it also demoralizes the other team a little bit.
Big swing and a miss here as Bracamonte falls behind in the count, 0-2. Grounded to second baseman his first time. He's 0 for 1.
Right over there, bud.
Pitch to Gabe outside for a ball on the count, 1-2. One-two pitch, swing and a foul. And the count remains a ball and 2 strikes. 7 hits in the ball game, 5 for San Rafael. The Diamonds certainly hoping that Corey McDonald can throw a couple of zeros before his night is done and give the offense a chance to come back and again shave some innings off. This one is fouled away, so the bullpen does not get overworked.
Chris Massa out here is now starting to get into the period of time where if you're thinking the difference between starting and relieving, he's getting into a little extra work, more work than a reliever would ever be used to. And it's hot out here, not in the grandstand, but on that pitching mound.
There's a check swing, and they're going to appeal down to the field umpire, Saul Lopez, who says no swing. And Saul in the perfect position to see that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gabe swings and pops this one up. Foul, left side. And we'll do another 2-2 pitch. There's a good look from the third base camera. Chris Mazza, and you can see what a lovely afternoon, lovely evening, actually, I should say, it is here at the ballpark. And you always love that center field shot. Look at that. Here's the pitch, and that one outside for a ball. It's 3-2.
Diamonds are going to go on a 4-game road trip beginning tomorrow. 2 games in Napa, 2 games in Martinez, and then next Thursday back home against the Clippers.
This one popped up foul.
First visit to Pittsburgh by the Martinez Clippers next Thursday and Friday. So that'll be a historical occasion. Reopening the Pittsburgh-Martinez rivalry. And that'll be interesting to see. The first 2 games are in Martinez, and then we'll be back here Thursday and Friday. DiamondsProBall.com for tickets.
Just looking forward to the future when a whole bunch of fans go either way. Here's the pitch and foul straight back, and Bracamati and Mazza have themselves a battle going on. But when you see the Martinez fans piling into the BART station and vice versa, going
right
to either ballpark to watch games. There's that last foul ball. There's a pitch. Bouncing ball up the middle, and this one is picked up by the shortstop Moreno, who throws him out. So a long battle there, but it's won by Mazza as Bracamante bounces out 6-3.
Remember Moreno's problem on the ball that went through his legs, but no problem here. A couple easy bounces, he picks it up and throws out Bracamante.
Here comes Wes Wallace. To Wes, and that is low for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss, and the count goes 1-1.
The Diamonds have a couple big bats potentially that they want to get going, and Wes Wallace is certainly one of them, and Joel Carranza would be another.
The last one fouled off. The count 1-2. It happened with Mike Taylor a few years ago. Had some big years here for Pittsburgh. Was coming off a huge year. Started out slow, and we just kind of waited. Well, sooner or later. Didn't happen. He was one of the older guys, and then after it didn't happen, he decided to, well, time to move on, and that turned out to be his last pro season.
Well, it does come, and it's a hard decision or a hard thing to realize for the player, for the manager, for the fans. It's just all around.
1-2 pitch, and this one cued off the end of the bat, foul. But when I saw Mike the year before, and it seemed like every game, even his outs were loud. And then that next year it just didn't happen, but you just kept expecting it to explode. The 1-2 pitch swing and a foul back to the screen.
Well, we certainly have seen the Wes Wallace of old at times in this early season. He has come through with home runs and big plays, big times at bat. Carranza has had a couple hits here and there, but not at the level you would expect. And Wallace has even slowed down some now.
1-2 pitch, a called strike 3 on the outside corner. And I don't think Wes agreed with that, but his agreement, not necessary. Diamonds done here in the third. They do not score. We've played 3 full here from Pittsburgh. It's the Pacific's 4. Diamonds 1.
Certificate. Winners will do that.
Libraries are community centers, and truly the community comes and uses them. They're here for anybody who walks in the door. It's important for people to have a connection to their community because it makes you feel like you belong. Mechanics Bank really values their relationship. They actively reach out with an open hand to nonprofits. Mechanics Bank doesn't just show up and say that they're going to do something. They actually follow through. They're not just a partner in name, they're a partner in person. My name's Kristen Anderson. I'm the Executive Director of the Walnut Creek Library Foundation, and I'm a mechanic.
Are you looking for a community-based establishment that will provide a fun and exciting environment for your family? Certainly Diamonds Baseball is one, and no doubt Lumpy's Diner is another. Before or after the game, eating at Lumpy's Diner or Lumpy's Diner Express can make for a great doubleheader. And if you want to win a road game, LD's Catering will make your event a hit no matter the location. Lumpy's Diner is a homegrown sensation, world famous since 2008. Bring your family to ours.
I don't think so, Grady. Sorry, buddy. He slid in. All right.
Nothing like a good game of musical chairs. The winner will get a $10 gift certificate to In-N-Out Burgers. In-N-Out, that's what the burger is all about.
McDonald has had a good comeback, at least in that third inning. He gave up a walk and a single, a sacrifice fly, drove in a run, but then he got the rest of the order in order, and now we are 4-1, 3-run lead for the visitors from San Rafael. Ricky Ginris, the catcher, Kyle Yolande, the second baseman, and then the top of the order with Don Andre Clark expected to bat here for the Pacifics. Left-handed batter up here against the right-handed McDonald, who throws the ball and hits the plate with it, and then he hits Bracamonte, and he needs a moment because he got smacked by that ball, and I'm not sure where it hit him, but it wasn't a happy spot.
You want to be a catcher.
So
why these guys want to do it, that is a painful position.
And Bracamonte is experiencing that right now, but apparently he is back at it. Mike Heller, the umpire, going to take his place, and Ginris will step back in with a 1-ball, no-strike count. The 1-0 pitch. Swung a line to the left side. Base hit in the left field.
Ricky going the other way and able to slap that one pretty hard through that 5-hole. No chance for either Blatnick or Garcia. Just a nice piece of hitting and a leadoff base hit for San Rafael.
Thank you for joining us tonight on Mixer.com, or if you are joining us on Delta TV, and there are a number of ways to catch that telecast. Here's a replay of that line drive single, and it's right through the left side. The first pitch here is a strike, and it's 0-1 to Yolande. The Diamonds broadcast on Delta TV. You can catch it on Comcast or ATT Universe on the Delta TV channel. This is a line drive, base hit to left field. Over comes O'Donnell. He's got it. Ginris, the catcher, to second, and he will stop there. So there are runners at first and second, and nobody out for San Rafael already with a 3-run lead. That is their 7th hit of the ball game.
Center fielder number 1, Don Andre Clark.
And, of course, the point I want to make here is that you can catch this telecast on YouTube, going to the Pittsburg Diamonds channel, and see there's a replay of that line drive to left field and O'Donnell making the play. You can do it on the YouTube channel. You can search for Pittsburg Diamonds and get the live stream. So however you're joining us, thank you for doing that. 4-1 in favor of San Rafael. They've got runners at first and second and nobody out. The top of the order, Don Andre Clark steps in. The pitch to Clark. It's one line on left side, right by Blatnick into left field. O'Donnell comes in and picks it up, and Ginris will stop at third. So no runs will score, but San Rafael has the bases loaded and nobody out. And they have hit the ball on the nose 3 times in a row to the left side of the Diamonds infield. The infielders had no chance, really. Blatnick with a diving attempt that time, but he couldn't get his glove in front of the ball.
Now, Gingras, the runner at second base, had to make sure that ball wasn't caught. That's why he's not trying to score on this play, but that ball scalded. And you can see the left fielder, O'Donnell, coming up with it, but still bases loaded here, and McDonald in trouble again, and still no activity down in the Diamonds bullpen.
I think that they're pointing at the Diamonds bench, and he held up one finger as if that was counting for a visit to the mound. But there was no visit from Miles. I don't know what that was about. But anyway, a manager this year is only allowed to visit the mound 6 times, not including the times that he changes pitchers, which doesn't sound like a big restriction, does it? Bases loaded. Here's the pitch. It's a ball. It's 1 ball and no strikes to the second hitter, Rondo Moreno.
Kind of like when your parents send you to your room these days and you got all sorts of video games in your phone. And a little fridge maybe in there, too.
Here's this pitch, line to the right side, and that goes into right field for a base hit. Smith comes in charging. He will throw to the plate. It's cut off by Valera. Gingras comes in to score, and that will do it for the scoring at the moment. The bases will remain loaded and nobody out. So for San Rafael, 4 straight singles. All of them hit on a line, and Corey McDonald is not fooling anybody at the moment.
Yeah, there's a good look at it right there. This ball just whacked into right field for a base hit, and station-to-station baseball right here for the Pacifics, and they lead it now by 4.
Jovian Randall steps to the plate with the bases loaded. The pitch, a ground ball over the head of Blatnick into left field. Here comes a run to score. O'Donnell charges. Another runner coming in, Clark, and he will score. And so 2 RBIs on that single, and it is now 7-1.
It just goes from bad to worse. That one wasn't even hit well, but it hopped right over Blatnick at third base, and no chance for Morgan unless he's on stilts. And this one's going to bring in 2. We'll take another look. There's Randall with the swing. Doesn't hit it well, but it's just a hopper that over the head of the third baseman. 2 more in.
Brent Gillespie steps up here now. And that's not who the Diamonds want to see. Pitch is fouled away, and it's 0-1. Gillespie coming into the game with 18 RBIs. He has 2 hits already on the day. 3 runs in here. Nobody out. Runners at first and second. McDonald looks in, has a count of no balls and 1 strike to the designated hitter for the Pacifics. And he golfs this one to left side, and that's going to be another hit down the left sideline. Here comes in to score for the Diamonds, Moreno. And going to third is Randall just ahead of the throw. 4 runs in. Randall to third. Gillespie on at first. There have now been 6 hits in a row, all of them singles, and we are going to get a little activity, it looks like, maybe in the Diamond bullpen. Here's the latest hit. Gillespie, as I said, golfed it practically on the ground, hits it to the opposite field, and there's O'Donnell with the pickup and the throw back in. There are runners now at the corners, nobody out, and Jake Taylor, a 2-run homer that started it all back in the second inning. But right now it is 8-1 in favor of San Rafael.
You want to talk about stringing hits together.
Fouled back, and it's 0-1.
I mean, a couple of different times as the Diamond bullpen gets going now, where the San Rafael Pacifics, it just, one after another. Earlier in the game, with a 2-run home run you're talking about, first 4 reached, and now you have the first 6 that have reached here in this inning.
Alex Leach up and throwing in the Diamonds bullpen. Taylor here with an 0-1 count, and the pitch to him is inside for a ball, and it's 1-1.
You have those situations where you just can't seem to put a couple of hits together in a game. You almost become home run reliant. That has not been the case with San Rafael. I mean, they're just passing the baton around right now.
1-1 count. Taylor fouls this one back, and the count goes to 1-2. McDonald came into the game.
No, I'm a cartoon. I get it. No, I remember.
McDonald came into the game with a record of 1 win, 2 losses. His ERA was 6.75. Giving up 8 runs here. We are in the 4th inning. There is nobody out, and there are runners at first and third. 4 runs have scored. The 1-2 pitch is strike 3 called. And Taylor and the umpire have a discussion. Taylor walks back. I don't think he agreed with the call, but I don't think that's what he was saying to Heller. 1 out. Zach Files steps up. 4 runs in, 8-1 in favor of San Rafael. They've got Alex Leach in the bullpen, and McDonald trying to get out of this just for bullpen arms. I guess they'd like to have McDonald get out of this and get through another inning or so. This pitch is swung on and missed. He foul tips it. It's a strike. It's 0-1. Here is that pitch that Taylor did not like the call on. It can't have been too bad, because if you look at Bracamonte's glove, he didn't move it. He didn't move it towards the strike zone. He just left it exactly where it was, and he would have done that if it was in the strike zone. This pitch is not in the strike zone, and Bracamonte has to get out of his crouch and stop that from going back to the backstop, because 90 feet away is Javion Randall, and he is looking to get a chance to score. Gillespie is on at first base. There's 1 out now. 8-1. San Rafael at the plate. Zach Files, the third baseman. He's walked and he's flown out. The 1-1 pitch. Popped up foul and out of play, and it's 1-2.
On that strike to Jake Taylor on the strikeout. Might have been a pitcher's strike, certainly, but that's one with, well, your coach would tell you with 2 strikes, you got to expand on that one a little bit. That was certainly close enough to swing at in that particular count.
1-2 count. Left-hander Files, swings and misses, strike 3.
So there's a nice bounce back. It's taken a little while after a 4 spot already put up, but back-to-back strikeouts, guys in the middle of the order. Hopefully that'll get the Diamonds out of further trouble if they can get Staudinger here.
Staudinger came into the game with a .300 batting average and 13 runs batted in, which is a lot of RBIs for someone who is not your everyday starter. That's a strike from McDonald, and it's 0-1. This is a particularly difficult situation for the Diamonds to accept, because the strength of their team is their starting pitching. And they had some trouble with hitting earlier. They're having trouble with the relievers now, but they need to be able to count on their starting pitching. This pitch, low and inside. Bracamonte keeps that one in front of him, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, baseball, another thing all about timing, and sometimes when you come up there and it's like one of those days where you're scoring a lot of runs, but the pitching is just not there. And then sometimes you're pitching well and the scoring's not there. And it just seems like the timing for the Diamonds just off a little bit here in the early going.
1-1 count. McDonald trying to end this now at 8-1. This pitch is ground ball right up the middle. Garcia is there. He flips to second for the out. And the Diamonds are out of it in the 4th inning, but not before they give up 4 runs on 6 consecutive singles. And we're going now to the bottom of the 4th inning with the score: San Rafael 8 and Pittsburg 1.
Little J's. The handcrafted burgers are sensational. The generous sandwiches are delicious. The hand-carved tri-tip is the best in town. Getting hungry? You probably already know where to go to find these food treasures. Little J's in Pittsburg. Since 2003, Little J's has been rewarding those smart enough to stop in for a meal. They can also cater your next event. On Loveridge Road, it's Little J's Restaurant. Hampton by Hilton. Road trips can be grueling, which is why baseball teams are happy to split their road games. But there's one way to guarantee a win on the road. That's by staying at Hampton Inn by Hilton. Fresh, up-to-date accommodations include a hearty cooked breakfast to get you off to a good start on the day. Known for low-end prices and high-end service, a stay at Hampton Inn by Hilton means you can earn points in the valuable Hilton Honors Program. You can find a Hampton Inn by Hilton in Pittsburg and Brentwood.
Here come the Diamonds.
Now batting, Pat O'Donnell.
Is how long will he be able to stand up? So we'll see. We're in inning number 4. Wind is slowly blowing the flag from right to left in center field. We'd had a very hot day. It's cooled off now. It's nice in the grandstands, as we pointed out. Matza kicks and delivers, and the first pitch to ground ball right at the shortstop. Moreno is up to task and throws him out. That was a quick first ball hitting Patrick O'Donnell, and now Yuki Yasuda will step up here. Yuki hit by a pitch back in the second inning. He has been all over the pitching recently. There's Moreno with the pickup and the throw. Yasuda last night with 3 hits and got on base with a walk. Steps up here with nobody on and 1 out. First pitch is a strike. Diamonds down 8-1. We're in the bottom of the 4th. There's a good look at Yuki's unique batting stance. The pitch is low for a ball, and it is 1-1. Excuse me.
Let's see if the Diamonds can get a rally going here and put up a couple of crooked numbers.
This pitch is whacked to the left side, and it's over the glove of Moreno into the outfield, and it's going to be a base hit for Yasuda.
Boy, Yuki has been a tough out over this last game and a half. Hit by pitch and a base hit here tonight. We told you about last night, the way he ended up with, 3 base hits and a walk last night.
Here's another look at Yasuda's hit here.
Nice level swing through the zone and just over the outstretched glove of Moreno.
Jose Garcia steps up. Ground ball left side. Moreno comes over to get this one. He throws to second for 1. The ball gets away. And will they call him safe? Yes, at second base. Yasuda is safe. Now, they could have called it out and then said it was dropped in the transition to throw it, but they did not. No, yes, they did. There goes Yasuda off the field. Okay, well, that's exactly what they called. Okay. It looked kind of like that to me, but we're going to have a replay here. We can all take a look and make up our own minds. Here's Garcia with the ground ball, and it goes to the shortstop. He throws it to the second baseman, and he did lose it in the transition. But there's another question in that replay. Did he have his foot on the bag? Here's the pitch. It's a strike. It's 0-1. So it's a fielder's choice for Garcia, who's been on twice. First time with an error, this time a fielder's choice. And Yasuda is out there 2 down now. We're at the top of the order with Brett Smith. Here's a pitch to a ground ball to the right side, and Taylor can't get it on a diving try. Garcia goes to second and holds on, and now the Diamonds have runners at first and second with 2 down.
It would be nice to see the Diamonds string some together here, and that would have been a huge break for them. But it did kind of look like the umpire, Saul Lopez, got it right. It certainly looked like it was making that transition from glove to throwing hand, but like you said, partner, he might have already been off the bag. But sometimes they give that in the vicinity call, but that's usually when you field the ball properly, not if you drop the ball.
Yeah. Mr. Base on Balls is up here now. Blatnick, he takes the first pitch for a strike. It's 0-1. As Tony pointed out, he walked 4 times last night, 3 times tonight. He's already walked twice.
Diamond certainly wouldn't mind that. Valera coming up next.
Blatnick starts to swing, does not, and takes the pitch for a ball. It's 1-1.
Even though the Diamond's down by 7, still a long way to go in this game.
And Diamonds last night with a 6-run lead that all of a sudden seemed to disappear. And there's a big difference between a 6-run lead and a 2-run lead. And that's how that game went until they actually lost the game. The pitch is inside for a ball. 2 balls to 1 strike.
So Mazza looking pretty good so far, but Diamond's got him in a bit of a jam here if they can take advantage. Always looking for that 2-out RBI hit.
This ball, ground ball to Moreno. Garcia leaps over the ball. Moreno fields it cleanly and throws to second for the out. So the Diamonds get a couple base runners, but they can't get anybody around to score. And at the end of 4 full, the score, San Rafael 8 and the Diamonds 1.
Anytime we have a conversation with Mechanics Bank, we know that we're in the same business. Our business is customer service, integrity, loyalty, friendship. Mechanics clearly establishes a high level of tradition, honesty, integrity that comes through in all their transactions. I trust them with everything. I know that they're there for us. My name is Paul Irwin. I'm a mechanic.
It's rainy out there, too. All right. Joseph, you can get out there with me if you want to. You want earlier.
Scott and I can't hear each other.
You can. Well, it's just me
talking at the same time.
It's just me, so it's not very interesting. We are looking forward, I think, to the top of the 5th inning with San Rafael, after having batted around, going to start it all over at the same place they did in the 4th inning when they got 6 consecutive singles to start the inning. Ricky Ginris is up here with an 8-1 lead for the Pacifics, and Corey McDonald is out for inning number 5. And the pitch to Ginris is a ball. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Diamonds now coming up on 6 consecutive games against the expansion teams. 2 against Napa, which beat them last night here in 10 innings. In Napa, Saturday and Sunday, Ginris takes this one and hits it high and deep to center field. And Smith is out there, and Walls is out there, and the ball is gone.
A no-doubter from Ricky. Right center field. That one just kept going. I'm looking out there and seeing that Smith is kind of turning, and I'm seeing his back fully, and then he just starts to slow down into a trot because he knew it was gone. And take another look at the sweet stroke from Ginris. I mean, boy, he really got the uppercut, the launch angle, which is one of those newer terms that you hear about. I don't have exit velocity for you, but it was fast enough.
I hope launch angle isn't a new term for NASA, just for Major League Baseball. That went out, 2nd home run of the night for San Rafael, the first one from Jake Taylor. And the score is now 9-1. This pitch to Yolande. He swings and misses. He's quickly behind in the count, 0-2. It's 9-1 in favor of San Rafael here, top of the 5th inning. Yolande has singled twice.
You know, that's one of those new things in baseball the last couple of years where they're teaching hitters to get slightly under to get things in the air.
Yolande gets all this one to the right side, and it's going to go down the right field foul line. Getting over to cut it off is Smith, and he throws into second base. But Yolande will get there first, and he's in with a double. And there's nothing that Corey McDonald is throwing up to the plate that is mystifying any of the San Rafael batters. They have all had great success. There's only one batter in the San Rafael lineup who does not have a hit. That is Zach Files. He did walk.
And if you look at looking at my score sheet right here, the first inning, the 1-2-3, and then after that, it is just a lot of hits and a lot of runs. And in the third, it was just a sac fly RBI for Jake Taylor. But other than that, these guys are stringing it together. And there you see that latest hit.
That is Yolande's third hit of the game. And as we said earlier, he was that late addition. They scratched Brill, threw Yolande in, and now Kavanaugh looks like a genius. Alex Leach is going to be the new pitcher for the Pittsburg Diamonds. And as we are here in the top of the fifth, the score is 9-1, and there is a runner at second base for San Rafael with nobody out.
And 9 runs on 13 hits. I mean, it's just one of those games. It's not like there's been a bunch of cheapies. There's been a couple that's hopped over somebody or something like that, but there's also been a lot of balls barreled up, and just one of those days where those barreled up balls are not finding any of the defenders. I mean, no Adam balls to help McDonald out, and it's just one of those outings that Corey would soon forget.
That's about all you can do with this one, because unless there is something we don't know about. I mean, sometimes you find out later, he had a blister on his hand or something like that he wasn't able to throw the ball like he usually does. But whatever the case, it wasn't working, and it is 9-1 now in favor of San Rafael. We've got Alex Leach coming out here to pitch. Alex is making his 5th appearance on the year. He's pitched 6 1/3 innings. He's given up 2 runs, and they were both earned. In those 6 1/3 innings, he's given up 4 walks and collected 10 strikeouts. He has an earned run average of 2.84, and he is getting himself comfortable and warmed up out there. And the Diamonds, of course, just need him to keep this game where it is, and that's not an easy thing to do when you've got another team that smells blood and is coming up, and everybody is participating in the party, including Don Andre Clark, who singled the last time he was up here and scored a run. He's 1 for 3. He's the leadoff hitter for San Rafael, and he's going to be the first batter to face Alex Leach, the right-hander. Clark, the left-hander, and he's going to get that batter's box the way he wants it. He gets up there and he moves, kicks the dirt around. He moves as he swings the bat. Runner at second is Yolande. A run in already with a home run. Here's the pitch. It's outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. One 0 count. Leach to the plate, and that was an excuse me swing, and not even as much as an excuse me swing. That didn't move much.
I mean, he's lucky he got the bat on the ball, or it would have hit him.
So that's a strike. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to Clark. The Vallejo Admirals now have a 7-1 lead against Napa. That game in the bottom of the 5th. And we have no score from Sonoma, where the Stompers are playing the Clippers. It's 9-1 here in favor of San Rafael. Swing and a miss on Clark. And it's 1-2.
Well, Alex Leach, a guy who did not get into the ball game last night for Pittsburgh. But disappointing outing, to say the least, for Corey McDonald. And he only goes 4+ innings. But not only does he give up a lot of runs, but it's a short outing for the starter, something the Diamonds did not need.
Yeah, pretty much the last thing they were needed at all. Clark's fouls this one away, and the count will stay at 1-2 strikes.
Fouled it off one of the posts, and the ball looked like it was chasing him up the first baseline. It's like, I'm going to get you one way or the other.
Clark steps back in. We are on Mixler.com and Delta TV tonight. Delta TV doing all the Friday and Saturday home games. Tomorrow we'll be at Napa, so we'll just be on Mixler. But we're Delta TV tonight, streamed live on YouTube. Pitches ground ball, right side. Going to be a tough one. Valera with the stop. He flips it to first, and not in time. Alex Leach got over there, but that problem was just the ball had this high chopper effect that took forever to come down and give Valera a chance to make the play. He fielded it cleanly and flips it to first, but we're going to look at it here on the replay.
There's the chopper, and then you see the speed by Don Andre, and the play is made correctly by the Diamonds. It wasn't that they misplayed that in any way, but like you said, Scott, the hop was high enough, and Don Andre coming out of that left-hander's batter's box with his momentum, with the swing going toward first base and that speed, he beat that easily.
Yolande goes down to third on the play, and this pitch is swung on and lifted high and deep. Brett Smith on his horse to the foul territory. He can't get there.
Well, that one nearly at home run distance, fouled by a couple of feet. I almost thought Brett Smith was going to go over there down past the Diamond bullpen and make a great play. And of course, could have been a sacrifice situation with nobody out, but in this situation, the Diamonds want to do anything they can to get some outs.
They need outs. In a close game, you might almost say, don't catch that ball, because it would
especially
be
late.
a sacrifice fly and driving a run. But the Diamonds need outs. And they didn't get there. Smith, as fast as he is, could not quite get to that ball down the right field line. They landed in foul territory, so the count's no balls and 1 strike. The 0-1 pitch. Swung bound to the left side into left field. That's a base hit. Yolande will score. That is just hitting them where they ain't that time. It was a soft ground ball, but they're right between Blatnick and Garcia, who was over towards second in double play position.
Hit the ball at somebody. You talk about hit it where they ain't. Everything that's coming off these guys' bats is just eluding Diamond defenders. And Pittsburgh right now just cannot catch a break, and they are just being buried by hits and runs. 15 hits and 10 runs already for San Rafael.
That is the 4th hit of this inning in a row. Nobody is out. The pitch is high for a ball. It's 1-0. They had 6 straight hits to start the 4th inning.
Yeah, look at the numbers on Javion Randall. Started to become rather eye-popping with the number of RBIs and that batting average.
Pitch is fouled back. Count goes to 1-1 on Randall.
Go, Grady, go. Go, Grady, go. Go, Grady, go. Go, Grady, go. Thank you, Grady.
Brent Gillespie, who's 3 for 3, is in the on-deck circle. Doesn't get any easier. Alex Leach, in relief of Corey McDonald, is on the mound. Looks in and back at second. And the pitch to Randall is high for a ball. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Diamonds have had their opportunities in this game, but have not been able to come through with the hit that would score the runs. And that is the big difference here when you're down 10-1, top of the 5th.
And it just seemed like everybody who comes up with a blue jersey on is getting a hit.
Yep. This ball hits Bracamonte low, and it bounces away from him up the first base line, and that's going to allow Clark to go to third and Moreno to second.
You know, clearly a wild pitch as it hopped up there, and Tough situation for Bracamonte to try to keep that one close.
You have that first moment when you're the catcher where you don't even know where the ball is. You know it's out there somewhere, but you don't know if it's left, right, behind you. And there's that panic situation. You get things together, and then Bracamonte chases it down. By that point, everybody had 90 extra feet. So the Diamonds lose a double play possibility as the runners move up. Nobody out here, second and third. 3 balls and a strike, and the pitch from Leach is outside for ball 4, and they're loaded up. And now there's a double play possibility.
That's the good news.
There's, someone's got to look on the bright side.
Wow, Scott. But that is looking on the bright side.
A walk to Randall. Their runners at every base. Brent Gillespie, single in his last 3 at-bats here. Will step up. No place to put him. Nobody out.
Another one of those innings, Scott, of just passing the baton and moving the line forward. Everybody coming up gets a hit, one after the other. And that's been the story of the game.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, a strike. It's 0-1. The Diamonds haven't been able to get an out in this inning. Corey McDonald replaced by Leach. But it's been a tough go for Leach. They haven't been pounding the ball against Leach. A single to left, short, high bounder to the first baseman. They can't get the play on, but the results are very similar. This is a quick and hard foul ball to the right side, and suddenly it is 0-2 on Gillespie.
I like that sound effect that we've got going. It's like a real old-fashioned, almost a 50s or 60s sounding pinball machine. That kind of ringing. I haven't heard that in a million years.
Leach has his sign. The 0-2 pitch, high for a ball. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
10-1, and the fans are complaining about the balls and strikes.
Well, they've still got a little gumption there. That's good to hear. 1-2 count. And if you come to the game, some people come to the game to give the umpires a bad time. Low. Ball 2.
Yeah, that is part of it. Certainly for some fans, they like to hear the arguing. And you remember some of the old managers in the game, and Billy Martin comes to mind. And just to see Billy come out and kick dirt on the umpire and get thrown out, that sometimes get the biggest cheers in a game.
And some of the funny, you sit next to a fan. A lot of people aren't funny. They think they're funny, they're not funny. But sometimes you sit by someone who is really funny, their comments are very entertaining. 2-2 count. Alex Leach to the plate. 2-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3.
There is out number 1. Nice to see Alex Leach get the strikeout.
And now, Jake Taylor, home run, sacrifice fly, strikeout. Bases loaded. Grand slam the other night for Daniel Baptista in Sonoma. Jake Taylor here would like to follow suit. 1 out. Leach to the plate. A ball. 1 ball and no strikes. For the Pacifics, Don Andre Clark at third, Rondo Moreno at second, and Javion Randall on at first base. 2 runs in, and the base is loaded with 1 out. This pitch is fouled back, and it's 1-1.
Nice healthy cut by Jake Taylor, and he's not just trying to spray the ball around for base hits. He's looking toward the fences.
When it's 10-1, and the bases are loaded, why not?
And of course, that's kind of one of those things where a lot more guys, Scott, no matter the count or even the situation, not looking for the base hit.
This pitch inside. Taylor moves back slightly. 2 balls and a strike.
Situational hitting is one of those things that a lot of guys don't do as much anymore. Always looking to elevate the ball now and hit the ball out of the ballpark.
2 balls and a strike. Leach comes set and comes to the plate. 2-1, swing and a miss. It's 2-2. 15 hits for these San Rafael Pacifics have resulted in 10 runs. The Diamonds have 1 run on 4 hits. It's a very quiet moment at the ballpark.
Sounds like we're doing golf.
And he addresses the ball. 2-2. Swung on, bound to left side, right at Blatnick. He goes to second for 1, on to first. Double play, and the Diamonds come through with a double play in a bases-loaded situation to end the threat as Jake Taylor hits into Blatnick at third, who turns the double play. And here's a look at it. It'll go right to Morgan at third as Taylor bounds it to the left side, and Blatnick quickly to second. The turn is made by Yasuda, and he throws him out at first. That's 5-4-3 on the double play. The Diamonds get the outs, but they also give up 2 runs in the inning, and we're going to the bottom of the 5th with the score: San Rafael 10 and Pittsburg 1.
The 90 feet between third base and home plate is some of the most important real estate in sports. That's why a coach is located there to help runners navigate the valuable turf. There is help for you, too, when you need to navigate real estate issues. Kroski Real Estate in Pittsburgh has been building strong communities since 1946. The family-owned and operated business is an expert on commercial property management, real estate sales, and residential property management. Kroski Real Estate is on Railroad Avenue in Old Town Pittsburgh. When you are making the turn for home, get the help you need from Kroski Real Estate.
Inning number 5 for Chris Massa. And I don't think we're really going to find out whether he gets gassed or not, because he's got a 9-run lead. He can pretty much do whatever he wants. He can underhand the ball up there, and they'll probably be all right. The Diamonds are going to try to change that thinking here in the 5th inning, with Rafael Valera, Joel Carranza, and Gabriel Bracamonte, the first 3 scheduled hitters for Pittsburgh. The Diamonds start tonight 4 games out of first place. And as miserable as this game may be at the moment, that has them right in the mix. So, especially as they continue they're going to start again on this stream of games against the expansion clubs. They have yet to play Martinez, who is desperately in last place in the Pacific Association, and so that's been an advantage for everybody else. There's a pitch, it's a strike, and it's 0-1. As soon as you say that, you run into trouble with the Clippers. You can't expect to beat these teams. Well, Napa has proven themselves to be a tough game. Here's the pitch to Valera, ground ball on 1 hop. It goes to Moreno. He makes the play. His throw to first is in time, out number 1.
And that ball hit hard, Scott, and isn't it just like that, to be right at the shortstop on a hop and not making any excuses. It's just that when the ball's coming off the bat of San Rafael, it's always finding a hole. The Diamonds hit one hard right there, and it's kind of an, even on the ground, it's kind of an atom ball.
Joel Carranza steps in here, 1 out. Here is the look at that atom ball, which was right at him if your name's Moreno. The first pitch here to Carranza, the ball. It's 1 ball and no strikes. And Joel up here, you're talking about swinging for the fences. It's a situation for the Diamonds. There's a pitch to Carranza, high and inside. He shies away from it and just barely does get out of the way. That was very close. 2 balls and no strikes. And what I was going to say, the Diamonds need base runners. We've talked a little bit about this. How a home run is a rally killer. Diamonds need base runners, create excitement, bring players in, which, of course, what San Rafael has been doing throughout the game. Here's the pitch to Carranza. That's a strike, and it's 2-1.
But so far tonight, the Pacifics have gotten a couple of home runs And then they put in big rallies together after that.
Right. They have there's a pitch that popped up by Carranza, and it's foul and out of play, and the count now goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes.
2-run home run by Jake Taylor was followed by Yolande, got a RBI and a base hit.
This pitch to Carranza is just over a glove of Moreno, who can't get it, and he's got a single to left field.
And then Ricky Gingras, a home run to lead off that 5th inning, Scott. And then, boy, floodgates opened up again.
Bracamonte steps up here. He has grounded out twice tonight. And 10-1 in favor of San Rafael, bottom of the 5th inning. And now is as good a time as any for the Diamonds offense to get going.
I'm in favor.
Massa has his sign and comes to the plate. Bracamonte, ground ball right side, right at the second baseman. Yolande, he goes to second and back to first, double play. So that double play will end the bottom of the 5th inning for the Diamonds. They do get a hit. They leave no runners at the end of 5 full. The score, San Rafael 10 and Pittsburgh 1.
If you've been there before, you know when your car breaks down on the freeway, you want quick, reliable service. You want All Counties Tow. With 20 years of experience, 7 locations in Northern California, and 50 trucks, All Counties Tow is the one to count on when you need roadside help. You can find them at allcotow.com or phone 925-709-0759 for fast, dependable service. Easy and painless. All Counties Tow.
Seven to 1 in this game are now tied at 7. The score in the bottom of the 5th inning, Vallejo 7 and Napa 7. Did we just come on here? If you missed what I just had to say on television, let me just tell you, this is familiar if anybody was around this game last night. Vallejo was leading Napa tonight 7-1, a 6-run lead. And as we check in on the score here, in the bottom of the 5th, the score is now 7-7. So those Silverados are a problem. And another thing to take away from that is the Diamonds may have hope. They're down by 9 runs here in the top of the 6th. But the Silverados come back to tie Vallejo 7-7 in Sonoma. We still don't have a score between Martinez and the Stompers, and I doubt that they're having rain issues.
You wouldn't think so.
No, I think it's raining in Sonoma, so I don't know what's going on. 10-1 here. Alex Leach to the plate, and the first pitch is a strike. It's 0-1 to Zach Files, leading off here in the 6th inning. He'll be followed by Michael Stottinger and Ricky Gingras. 10-1, as we said. The Diamonds trying to keep them that close. If close is a word you can use for a 9-run lead, it is now 1-1, but that pitch is outside.
Yeah, that phase is kind of past.
Leach's pitch is swung on and missed. It's 1-2.
You know, but like we always say, Scott, yeah, you see some weird things. I mean, you look at the Vallejo score, 6-run lead. You always feel pretty good about it. You turn around, they're all tied.
Right. This next pitch is a strike. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Zach Files. Leach comes to the plate. The pitch is ground ball right back to Leach, a very soft ground ball to Leach, and he picks it up and throws him out for out number 1. I'm going to go back and check this out. This is the 6th inning. This is only the 2nd inning of the game where the first batter for San Rafael has been out. And this is what it took. Here's a soft ground ball to Leach, and it comes back at him. Easy pickup. He throws him out, and there's one away. Stottinger, left-hander, steps in here against the right-handed Leach. He's taking a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Friday night in Pittsburg, it's a lovely night. 1-1. That pitch is a strike. It's 1-2.
So far, it's also been lovely for the batting averages and the stats for this Pacific's lineup.
This pitch is strike 3 called.
Good-looking pitch on the inside part of the plate by Alex Leach, and a 2 up and 2 down here in the 6th, and that's a very pleasant sight to see if you're Aaron Miles in the Diamonds. That has just not happened a whole lot here tonight.
Ginris will step in here now, the catcher for San Rafael. He struck out in the 2nd inning. He singled and scored a run. In fact, he led off 2 of those innings. He singled to lead off the 4th and scored a run, and homered to lead off the 5th. Right now it's up here, 2 for 3. 2 outs, nobody on. Leach, first pitch is a ball, so the 1-0 counts. The 1-0 pitch, a strike, and it's 1-1. Those stats for Ginris you just saw, that was as he entered the ball game. It didn't have tonight's home run on it. His first of the season. Leach winds. This pitch, a strike, and it's 1-2. Well, we started the game with the Pacifics going down 1-2-3, and it looked like with McDonald on the mound for the Diamonds, it might be kind of a pitcher's duel because Massa has done a great job for San Rafael. But that fell apart quickly. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that does it here for San Rafael in the 6th inning. 1-2-3, and Leach maybe has restored some order to this baseball game for the Diamonds, but they still have a ways to go at the end of 5.5. The score, San Rafael 10 and Pittsburgh 1.
Our family's been involved in recycling ever since my dad became a scavenger back in the 40s. It's what we're good at. It's what we've got the most experience in. In our houses, we make decisions every day on how much water we use, how much electricity we use, how much we recycle. In the old days when we were just all landfilling, it was a very, very simple business. You picked up the garbage, you went in the truck, it was brought to the landfill. Now with the advent of a new era of environmental consciousness, the precedent is for more and more resource recovery, and we pride ourselves on being on the forefront of that.
Well, we went to over 15 recycling centers throughout the West Coast, in Colorado, Washington, Oregon, and throughout the state of California. And we looked at their recycling processes, what machines they had, what they pulled out. And what we noticed was that a lot of the extra material that the machines weren't pulling out were just going into the landfill.
And that's really what we're talking about. We're taking materials that had previously been going to landfill and using them for a higher and better use, thereby preserving natural resources, number one, preserving energy, number two, because it's cheaper to use recycled material than it is to use virgin material. And so Mount Diablo Recycling opened in 2008. We felt like we needed to have a state-of-the-art piece of equipment, and some of the key features of our equipment are it's very, very linear, it's very long. The number of screens that we have for separation. We've got a glass system where we separate all of our glass fines out. We've got a rerun line so that material that comes off the line, we actually can take a run back onto the front of the line again.
We knew that Mount Diablo would be a huge success in the community, but had absolutely no idea the impact the education center would have on the facility.
there's a look at the beautiful night here in Pittsburgh. As long as they don't show the scoreboard, we'll be all right. 10-1 in favor of San Rafael. Wes Wallace at the plate, and he hits this one to the left side and deep. Back goes the left fielder. Forget it. It's gone.
Big moon shot by Wes Wallace, and we can only hope that's what really gets him going. And boy, that one's a skyscraper. And he gets to come around the bases here, and the Diamonds fans with something to cheer about as Wes Wallace hits the booming home run to left.
Big hit for Wes Wallace over the left field fence and well beyond. That is his 5th home run of the season, his 15th RBI, and now with nobody on and nobody out, Patrick O'Donnell will step in here. He has singled and grounded out. The Diamonds have climbed to within 10-2. The pitch to O'Donnell, a strike, and it's 0-1. Matza is up here. He is making his 3, 6, 9, 10th appearance of the season, and all of those previous appearances, the longest he ever pitched was 2 2/3 innings. This pitch is a strike. It's 0-2. We're in the 6th inning here, so that is well beyond the amount of times that he's pitched before. And he's up here looking in. He pitched 2 nights ago against the Diamonds in San Rafael, so he hasn't had a long time off either. This pitch is outside. It goes all the way back to the backstop, and it's 1-2 now to the Diamonds left fielder.
Yeah, that's very impressive. Doesn't have a whole lot of time off, and a reliever, probably not one of those guys that's had the high pitch count all year, and here he's been extended, and he's been successful thus far.
Wallace with the leadoff home run in the 6th. Here's the pitch to O'Donnell, swung on and popped up foul, and it is going to fall harmlessly to the ground, so the count will be 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Diamonds making plans for the 4th of July, and we hope that you'll be able to join us out here on the 4th here at Winter Chevrolet Stadium. The game will start an hour early. Here's the pitch. Swung on. O'Donnell hits this one to the right side, and on his horse is Clark going back. He dives, and he makes 6 diving catch.
Wow, that was awesome. What a great catch by Don Andre out there shading into right center field. I mean, that looks like Willie Mays or a Jim Edmonds or one of those.
What a play.
Unbelievable catches.
Here comes a look at it again as O'Donnell gets all of this one and sends it to the deepest part of center field, and here comes Clark. Wow.
Dun-dun-dun.
Pitch. A strike, and it's 0-1 to Yuki Yasuda, who continues to swing a hot bat despite the Diamonds' play tonight. He was hit by a pitch and has a single. Here's the pitch. That one is low. It's a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. And doesn't that just add to the Diamonds' woes? Pat O'Donnell got all of that. He should still be running around those bases.
Yeah.
And Clark makes an incredible catch.
But then that was a special play right there.
We're going to get another look at it here. Look at this. O'Donnell smacks it, and here comes Clark.
And just a full extension and coming up off the ground, landing, and just, wow.
Those are some great shots. Someone should take both those angles and put them on a thumb drive or something and give them to Clark.
Really?
You don't always make that catch, man. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Yasuda, and the pitch to him is grounded right back to the pitcher. Massa makes the play and throws him out. 2 down now in the 5th inning. Yeah, we're going to go back to the first one because this is an incredible angle shot from the center field camera, and you can see just how spectacular a catch it is. Here he goes. Oof.
Well, with Don Andre here and Van Slyke in that Admiral Series, a few days ago, the Diamonds have been absolutely robbed here at times and balls crushed to the outfield.
Jose Garcia steps up here. Let me complete the 4th of July we were talking about when we got interrupted by that incredible play. 4th of July, all veterans get in free. The pitch to Garcia fouled at the plate. It's 1-1. All veterans get in free. 4th of July, game starting at 5 o'clock, so that when the game is over, people can make the quick trip down to the Pittsburgh Marina, which is just behind us here, about 2 minutes away, and watch the city of Pittsburgh fireworks for the 4th. So it'll be a great night. Come out and join us. 4th of July. Garcia pops it up. Right side. Jake Taylor says he has it. Wanders into foul territory and makes the catch. So the Diamonds get a home run from Wes Wallace. The Pacifics get an incredible catch from Don Andre Clark, and we're going to the 7th inning with the score. San Rafael 10 and Pittsburgh 2. So I thought with all that music, I mean the sound of the water with the Delta TV logo, we might have Bobby Darin come on and sing Splish Splash, but we didn't have that. So we just have Tony and Scott.
Kind of makes me want to run to the restroom.
It's too late because you're up, buddy. We're going to the...
Scott, thank you very much. The Diamonds just being out-clubbed here tonight, but... we've seen the great play by Don Andre Clark, so something for the fans to marvel at. And Wes Wallace, a home run, and something the fans to cheer for. Here's another look at Don Andre's play. Boy, I mean, that reminds me of that one Jim Edmonds play when he made it come, when the ball was coming almost straight over his head back in the, or many years ago now, but seemed to make the impossible play, and that's what it was like with Don Andre. Here's the pitch, and that's outside for a ball. Diamonds down 10-2 here in this game. And now here in the late innings, here's Kyle Yolande, who's been part of the party here for San Rafael. Here's the pitch, and that's outside for a ball, 2-0.
Yolande with 3 hits, a double, and 2 singles. He scored 2 runs.
Been part of the mess that's been presented here to Pittsburgh. Next pitch from Leach, outside for a ball. And talked about the Diamonds looking for that impact hitter. Hopefully Wes Wallace, that home run will get him going, Scott. After he hit that moon shot for the home run. And looking for that impact left-handed bat. This one misses for ball 4, and Kyle Yolande on base again. 4th time in the game. Couple of base hits, double and a walk. And then the aforementioned Don Andre Clark coming up to bat. But, you know, it's hard to find those guys like Jake Calderon, those powerful left-handed bats. And, of course, Vinny Guglietti, who the Diamonds had last year. Found out where Vinny is. He's playing up in the Canadian American League with the Ottawa Champions. Here's the pitch, and that's outside for a ball, and doing rather well.
Really?
Hitting over 300 at 311 up there. 372 on base percentage. Couple of home runs, 12 RBIs after such an impressive season for the Diamonds last year's when up high for a ball.
And didn't that the team that Tillman Pugh went to? I think.
Yeah, I know he was promoted. I'm not sure exactly where to. I know he went to the Can-Am League. I believe there are 9 teams in that particular league. 2-0 pitch to Don Andre. Swing and a foul. And the count goes 2 balls and a strike. Last year, of course, Vinny really took the league by storm. He was hitting over 400 for so long.
Yeah.
Ended up with some pretty good power numbers as well. 10 bombs and 65 RBIs. So we certainly wish him well and congratulate him on his 2018 success. 2-1 pitch, swinging a foul left side and out of play, and it's 2-2.
Clark, Mr. Motion, hits the ball, runs out of the batter's box, comes back in. You'd think he'd be worn out. He couldn't make that catch. But no.
Diamonds think, how many times are we going to hit the ball and just crush it? There it is again. And if it's Van Slyke 3 times when we were playing Vallejo, and now Don Andre here for the Pacific's way up high for a ball on the count 3-2.
Well, I hate to say it, but I will say it anyway. If there is a time when the other team is going to make such a play, this is the time. Down 10-2, and we're now in the 7th.
Certainly hurts a lot less than in a one-run game, partner.
Yes.
You said that right. Don Andre takes inside, and he has walked. So a couple of walks here to start the 7th. Yolande will skip on down to second base. And the San Rafael Pacifics, this is getting to be a broken record, threatening again.
Another inning where they get the leadoff runner on base, and then they get the second batter on base, and now
third, the 4th. I mean, they've just shown an uncanny ability to string hits together. You just don't see this very often. That one's outside for a ball as Rondo Moreno stands in. He's been part of the situation. Couple of base hits, pair of RBIs for him. Leach with the 1-0. Swing and fouls this one off left side. And that'll get out of play. Last night, Vallejo getting a win over the Clippers, 8-5. Brett Schneider got the win, a couple innings, 1 earned. And on the season for Schneider, 10 2/3, a 0 earned run average, and 10 strikeouts and just 2 walks. Here's the pitch swing, and that one's hammered foul. And don't you love having some guys come out of the bullpen, Scott, and have those kind of numbers for you? And you know, when you're a skipper and you know you've got a couple of guys down there anchoring the pen, and you know the guys that you can really count on every time, and you can figure you get to the 8th or 9th inning and it's game over. Makes it so much easier for a manager. Here's one that the Brain Trust has to skip away from. It bangs up against the chairs.
For the Diamonds, Moskowitz has a 0 ERA, but he, like last night, it just wasn't the kind of game that he fit into. Ackerman came in and was doing a good job of pitching, and in fact, he took the loss, but not. He was the best pitcher the Diamonds had all night. So in the last innings, there just wasn't a space for Moskowitz. But and tonight we won't see him either.
Moreno waits the 1-2, called strike 3. So Chris Powell in that game last night for the Clips, he took the loss. 5 innings pitched, 6 runs, 5 earned, give up 11 hits. Mike Pope started for Vallejo. And just 1 1/3, 4 earned runs, and then 5 relievers combined to yield just 1 run over 7 2/3 innings in that game. So the bullpen took over for Vallejo, and they were able to get the win. This one swung on and hammered into right center field. Way back it goes. That'll one hop and then bound over the wall. So that is going to be a ground rule double. A run is going to score, and it's 11-2 as Javian Randall picks up the 2-base hit and the RBI.
Yep. The Diamonds get a run, but it doesn't lead. I mean, they don't have that little advantage last long, so that's back to a 9-run deficit. Here is the ground rule double from Randall. Over the fence it goes, and that's Smith on the left and Wallace on the right chasing it down, but they couldn't get there in time.
Strike to Brent Gillespie. 3 base hits for Brent with a strikeout. Run scored and an RBI, and kind of pretty much everybody in the lineup is padding their stats here tonight. Swing on that one's raked up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. 1 run is in. They're going to hold the second runner. They're going to have him corner here with 1 out as Don Andre scores, and the party continues versus the San Rafael offense.
Absolutely, and you know, I think we're getting to a situation now with the score 12-2 in the 7th inning. Here's a look at this shot, and you will notice that it is well hit. up the middle of the diamond, and I think the Diamonds not wanting to use any of their arms that they have, and down by 10 runs, we might see a position player come in and as a reliever. Jake Taylor up now.
Big swing and a miss for Jake. Headed to a 5-4-3 double play his last time, but he's had a big night. And in that game last night for the Clips, Devin Carter had a 3-run home run. Taylor waits the 0-1 pitch. Here it is. That's up high for a ball for Vallejo. Kiriako's homer. He drove in 3. 2 hits, 2 RBIs for Graylin Durkee. And Ryan Kinry had 3 hits, couple RBIs, couple of runs scored and an RBI for the Admirals in their victory last night. 1-1 pitch, and this one is fouled back to the screen. The count goes 1-2.
17 hits now for San Rafael, and it's a lot of hits.
And talk about being efficient.
Well, yeah, right. You're right. 12 runs on 17 hits is
pretty good ratio.
Yeah.
Pitch to Jake, and Leach is a bit high with this one. The count 2-2. 2-run home run for Jake tonight. Also a sac fly. Picked up 3 RBIs, so even a slow start for him, but like so many of the other San Rafael hitters, a hot night tonight. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss at the high fastball, strike 3.
Well, there may be hope for Leach to get out of this here in the 7th inning with runners at the corners. The Diamonds would dearly love that. They don't want to have another pitcher take the mound. They, as we said, they might explore.
I want to see Jose Garcia pitch.
Well, we know he can, and we also saw Yuki pitch earlier this year. He did an outstanding job.
And the pitch, and this is Zach Files. He swings and misses. Zach has got a walk and a run scored. And I think he's the only guy who still doesn't have a hit. Strikeout, fly out, ground out. And the 0-1 pitch to him. And that one floats in there with the off-speed pitch, and the count 0-2. It looked like one of those pull the string that time. Runners at the corners, 2 down. A couple more runs in here for San Rafael, and there's a swing and a miss, strike 3. So Zach Files out on strikes. The Pacific's done here in the 7th, but they pick up some more. They extend their lead to 12-2. And we'll go to the home half of the 7th. Diamonds trailing by 10. All right, home half of the 7th we go. Chris Mazza's night is done. 6 innings pitched, 2 runs, 5 hits. So the ad that's usually a reliever and having a very fine year in that role comes in as a starter tonight and does a very good job. And it looks like he's well on his way to picking up the victory here tonight to try to help the San Rafael Pacifics to their 13th win, but still some outs to get. And now the Pacifics and their skipper Matt Cavanaugh will hand it on over to Mitch Williams. If that name sounds familiar to you baseball fans, remember the Wild Thing? The real Wild Thing. Mitch Williams pitched for the Phillies and earned a reputation as a guy who would walk a lot of people, but was still a very effective closer back in the day. And of course, he gave up that very famous World Series walk-off home run back in the '93 season. So here is Mitch Williams taking over for Chris Mazza. And he'll start with the top of the order, and Brent Smith for the Diamonds. This one way inside for a ball, and they count 1-0. Left-hander Mitch Williams going to work against the Diamonds. The 1-0 pitch inside for a ball. It's 2-0. And for Pittsburgh, they'll be at Napa playing Silverados. It'll be Saturday at 5 o'clock, Sunday at 1. So back to the wine country for Pittsburgh. Here's the next pitch, and this one in there, a strike, and they count 2-1. It was Joe Carter of the Blue Jays with that walk-off home run. That was the '93 season, for those of you old enough to remember. Check swing. Now appeal over to the field umpire, Saul Lopez. He says no swing from Smith, and they count 3 balls and a strike.
Mitch Williams is up here making his 7th appearance of the year. He's pitched 7 innings so far, given up 6 runs, all of them earned. 3 walks, 10 strikeouts. His ERA, 7.71.
And here's a walk to start the inning for Brent Smith. And that'll bring up Morgan Blatnick. And it's hard to think the Diamonds could overcome this, but at least you could put a little cosmetic surgery on this and pick up some runs and hopefully build some momentum. Blatnick stands in. Couple more walks for Morgan here tonight. Picked up what I believe was 3 last night. Here's the pitch to Morgan. Takes high for a ball. It's 1-0. Talking about Mitch Williams, who's come in now, and talking about former major leaguer Mitch Williams. And that turned out to be a fairly crazy '93 season. Here's a pitch in there for a strike. For you Giants fans, that was one of those very disappointing years. Giants, I believe, won 104 games that season and did not make the playoffs.
That is
1-1 pitch, and that's way outside, and rescued by the backstop Ricky Gingras of the Pacifics. Count 2-1. 12 runs, 17 hits for San Rafael, 2-5 for Pittsburgh.
You know, when you're trying to come back from a 10-run deficit, you can't think about 10 runs.
No. Morgan takes outside, ball 3, 3 balls and a strike. So Morgan not collecting a ton of hits here lately, but sure helps the on-base percentage. Always like guys who prove to be tough outs, and baseball analytics really has rewarded that over the last many years. And another walk for Morgan Blatnick, and certainly shows the man's got a good eye for where these pitches are.
And in this situation, as we have discussed, you need base runners. And it's good to have them. 2 walks is fine with us.
I mean, if we get one of those, Scott, where all of a sudden they put up a couple of big crooked numbers, you and I mean, nothing surprises you and I. We've seen
we've seen
so many games. Things do happen, but still, you never expect those kind of leads or these kind of leads to be overcome.
Well, it's and I don't think that the Pacifics will wait much. They have got in Brandon Warner in the bullpen warming up. I will say that a week ago, Brandon Warner came into the game after the lights went out and promptly gave up 4 runs. And the Diamonds took a 1-run lead in a game that they had started that bottom of the 8th down 4-0. But that's a long way down the road. Right now, all you got to think about is the next batter. What will Rafael Valera do?
So let's see if he can keep this going and see if the Diamonds can string some things together. Here's the pitch on the outside corner, a strike, 0-1. And you think of the wild thing, you know, of course you think of the movie Major League. Everybody, baseball fans, big fans of that movie. When Charlie Sheen was, well, I guess not crazy.
And when was that?
Boy, that was it's an old movie now, isn't it? The next pitch in there for a strike. And I always forget sometimes that boy, those movies are 20-something years old now.
Wow.
Williams a long look into Ricky. A 1-1 pitch, swing and a foul, and the count goes 1-2.
If you want to talk about 45 years ago, 46 years ago, Mitch Williams looks like he could have played for the Oakland A's and their World Series championship teams with his mustache on.
Does he got the grease in there?
He doesn't have the rolling fingers look yet, but if he worked on it, he could probably get there.
Paul is telling me that Major League came out in 1989.
Wow.
Goodness gracious, it's been that long. A 1-2 pitch, and this one's high for a ball, and the count 2-2.
Valera has been starting at first tonight. He has fielded his position well. He's had some tough plays, but he has made some good ones.
Yeah, a lot of good gloves in that Pittsburgh infield. Pittsburgh getting the first 2 on via the walk. Valera up there with the count 2-2. Breaking ball way outside. The count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And you said it, partner. The Pacifics, well, they've got the bullpen going as well as the Diamonds. Payoff pitch, swing, and a pop-up on the infield. Infield fly rule will be called. Catch is made by Moreno. And that's one where the batter's out before the catch is made, and then the runners move at their own risk. So batter automatically out, 1 down here in the inning. Here comes Joel Carranza.
So down there throwing in the bullpen was Austin Fraker, who is a position player. Might fit into that theory of bringing in a position player as a reliever, not wanting to use one of the reliever's arms.
Carranza takes a strike. I like it.
A lot of players pitched at some point in their career, and some of them were good at it and have been good at it at this level when called upon.
You know, you see some of these guys, you know they've got good arms, and come in, they just start throwing fastballs. Big swing and the miss by Carranza, and there's that interesting follow through as the bat comes all the way around. It almost looks like, how do you not break your wrist when you do that? 0-2 to Joel. 2 on, 1 out here for Pittsburgh. Is trying to get a few more on the board here. Here's the pitch, and that one hops up there and gets a piece of Gingras, and Ricky will shake out the cobwebs. Diamonds baseball coming to you from Delta TV. Diamonds YouTube channel, Mixler as well. There's so many ways to catch the Diamonds. AT&T Uverse.
Comcast, and sitting in the grandstands.
That's always a good way to do it. At lovely Winter Chevrolet Stadium, swing and a little pop-up. This could be trouble. Moreno going out, and Clark coming in, and they can't make it. They're going to make the catch and the double play as they double off the runner at second base, and the inning is over. And another fine defensive play for San Rafael, and the Diamonds just feeling stuck in the mud right now as they had a chance to at least get some runs, and San Rafael makes a fine defensive play. Take a look at this little floater. I thought this had fallen in. Look at the catch by Moreno, and then the presence of mind to turn the throw behind the runner at second base and complete the double play. Diamonds done here in the inning, and they trail it 12-2. So San Rafael just continues to pour it on the Diamonds offensively and defensively. As you see some of the lights here in Pittsburgh, and they are beginning to take effect, or that pink sky as the sun sets here in the Berg. Lovely summer night here in Pittsburgh. Very comfortable temperatures right now. And the Diamonds back to work here with Alex Leach.
I don't know if you saw that second angle on the replay from the last play. The angle from the center field camera showed Brett Smith apparently thought that was not catchable and it was going to fall to the ground, and he started to head to third, and he was very surprised, I think, to have the ball caught, and that's when he got caught off. You can see him here. He's looking, but watch, he's going to take off for third when he thinks, oh, no one's catching that one. And that was his doom.
Staudinger takes a strike, down to the count 0-1, and I second the motion. I thought that was going to drop in as well. Here's the pitch to Mike, and that one's low for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike to Mike Staudinger, the right fielder. He's got a base hit. 0 for 3 thereafter. Struck out looking back in the 6th this last time. Rakes a topspin liner into right center field, and he's got a base hit. And still Zach Files, the only guy without a hit in the San Rafael lineup tonight. And, well, we'll just say the beat goes on. Hit number 18 for San Rafael. And, well, who's counting?
Number 25.
Apparently Delta TV is counting, so is the scoreboard.
And gotta like the shots Delta TV's been getting. Unfortunately, it all makes the San Rafael Pacifics look good, but they've played a great ball game here tonight. Swinging a foul by Ricky Gingras. Base hit, home run, couple of strikeouts for the San Rafael backstop. And he's down to the count here, no balls and a strike.
There might be an incredible comeback in their future here tonight, but right now I think the Diamonds would be happy if Alex Leach could reach the end of this game on the mound.
That would be a victory in and of itself. Next pitch misses as a ball and a strike. But I did talk about that crazy Dodger game against the Phillies a million years ago.
Was that the first ESPN telecast or something?
It was it was very early when the ESPN started televising baseball. There's the 1-1 pitch, big swing and a miss, and I think some of the highlights of that I remember was Tommy Lasorda swiping cups of Gatorade all over the dugout. One of those, I can't believe we lost this game. 1-2 pitch, swing. This one's a hard hit. Diving is Yasuda. He can't get it. It's a base hit into right field. And the runner's now at first and second, but it's got something to the effect of the Dodgers were ahead in the 8th, 9-0, and then lost in 9, like 11-10. There's that base hit going into right. I mean, it was one of those games where this game is over.
Right.
Okay, and it turned out it wasn't over.
We've talked about how
pitch is high for a ball, and that's Kyle Yolande.
Baseball is unique in the sense that everybody who comes to the plate wants to do their best. That doesn't matter what the score is. It's them and their statistics that are on the line, and so there's no give-in. There's no let-up. There's a let-up in football, obviously. There's a let-up in basketball. There's no let-up in baseball, and that can lead to some of those comebacks. Doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it can be amazing.
Pitch to Kyle, swing, and this one fouled off. But yeah, every time a guy comes up there, you know, these guys are all stat conscious, right? You're always wondering, you know, when your next slump or your next hot streak's going to start. You certainly hate to give up at bats, and pitchers the same way. You know, they're just trying to get people out. Defenders don't want to make errors, but I guess your mind could wander a little bit in games like this. This one outside for a ball, 2-2.
Now, Fraker is up throwing the ball in the Diamond's bullpen, but is it because he's not a pitcher that they don't have somebody out there protecting him? Usually there's someone behind the pitcher with a glove in case the ball comes down the right foul line.
This one outside for a ball. It's 3-2.
He has been looking back himself, kind of warming up in between pitches so that if something comes off the bat, he'd be ready for it.
Payoff pitch to Yolande. Swing and a pop-up. In comes O'Donnell, the left fielder. He takes charge, makes the catch. And there's out number 1. Last night, San Rafael got the win over Sonoma. That was a 4-2 final. Fernando Baez, the win. 7 innings pitched, couple of hits, 1 earned, 10 strikeouts. Pat Conroy took a loss, 5 1/3. 3 runs, none of them earned, 3 walks. Jose Casillas, brother of Santiago Casillas, former Giant, picked up the save. Couple RBIs each for Rando Moreno and Mark Lindsay for San Rafael. Here's the pitch, and this one is fouled away. And this is Don Andre Clark. Couple of hits and a walk for Don Andre, but that doesn't tell the story of his night.
The defensive gem of the night and of the season that I've seen. Amazing running, diving catch in center field when the Diamonds still felt they might have a shot coming back in this one, and O'Donnell was robbed.
Don Andre has the infield hit tonight when he just got a piece, and his speed proved to be the difference. The 1-1 pitch to him is high and in. The count goes 2 balls and a strike. Rando Moreno would be next. There you see Don Andre's numbers from the start of the evening at 342. So having a good year with the bat. Clark takes up high, and the count goes 3 balls and a strike. And you never want to see a lot of walks from your pitcher, but when you're down by 10, you really don't want to see this.
Alex Leach, I think, is running out of gas. He's missing high. He's walked. He's given up some base hits. Not that the Diamonds haven't been doing that all night, but
popped up left side. Over there to give it a look is Blatnick, but that one will get out of play, and the count goes to 3-2. 2 on, 1 out here in the inning. It's been all San Rafael here tonight. And it started out with a Corey McDonald going 1, 2, 3, but it was anything but after that. Diamond just having trouble, Scott, of finding that combination. Sometimes when you don't get a lot of runs, you get great pitching. Swing and a miss, and Don Andre strikes out for the second time in the evening. And he is out number 2. And then you have some of those times, you know, like closers go through that when they go into a slump. Like when they come in and they've got that 1-run lead, they can never seem to hold it.
Right.
And then when they've got the 3-run lead, they're perfect. Rondo Moreno, and curveball breaks inside and the count 1-0.
In case you just joined us, this is not a 1-run or a 3-run lead situation.
No, it's not. And the pitch, swinging that one hammered down the right side, and that'll get out of play. Count a ball and a strike.
Tomorrow, the Silverados. Sunday, the Silverados in Napa, both those games. And on Tuesday, Wednesday at Martinez, first games against the Clippers. I'm very interested to get there to Joe DiMaggio Field. I've heard all kinds of stories, including the people telling me that the center field fence is 340 feet away.
Dead center?
Dead center field.
Wow. As opposed to about 4+ here in Pittsburgh. This one fouled off to the right side. You look at the power alleys here, 396 in right center, 395 in left center. So as it kind of continues to fan out, as it circles about there in center field, you got to figure it's 4+ here.
Right. So that's interesting, and we'll see what happens with that. There are a number of the other play-by-play guys that have told me they've seen their outfielders running after balls, and they get this expression like, how'd the fence get here so fast?
That's a short porch where I'm really speedy.
Yeah.
Faster than I thought. Moreno awaits the 1-2 pitch. Leach kicks, fires, fouled away again. So last night we had the wild one that got a bit ugly with the hit batsman. 4.5-hour marathon game going into extra frames, but ending 11-10 here. Well, for the Pacifics, they've got themselves a laugher going. Here's the pitch, swinging a ground ball foul, but we've seen the ball hit out of the ballpark. We've seen hits strung together. Seen some fine defensive plays highlighted by Don Andre's catch. And so still some things to see out here.
We have not seen a diamond error. They have not made it easy in that sense for San Rafael.
Little ground ball, Yasuda over to second. The inning is over. The Pacifics do not score in the inning, and after 7.5, here from Pittsburgh, all Pacifics, they lead it by 10. Bottom of the 8th we go from Winter Chevrolet Stadium here in Pittsburgh. It's the Pacific's 12, Diamonds 2. Anthony Schultz and Scott McDonald bringing you Diamonds baseball from Pittsburgh. And there you see the sun setting in near complete darkness now, and a beautiful evening here in Pittsburgh, and feeling like just one of those gorgeous summer nights.
Yep, and you'd like to sit here and enjoy it, but it's been difficult watching this game evolve. I did notice one thing that it's not all that big a deal, but I watched the last play from Yasuda to Jose Garcia. He just flips the ball to end the inning. Easy play. Jose Garcia had what? He had two hands on the glove, holding the ball. I don't see that anymore. And I don't know what happened. Are Little League coaches dead? I mean, what happened? When did people just all make one-handed catches? And it all is very fine until, I did a high school baseball team in the spring, and they had a big game against the league leader, and they're just behind them, a big thing. And the last out of the ninth inning pops out of the right fielder's glove, falls to the ground, and now their opposing team loads the bases. And it was just like the most perfect example of two hands go a long way. And Jose Garcia, this great shortstop, easy catch, two hands. Good for him.
Well, Bracamonte to start it off, and those are the fundamentals. But I guess since maybe the TV era, or a little bit later, when you saw some of those players with the flashy plays, and Willie Mays was certainly guilty of that with the basket catch.
Yes, it just. When you're Willie Mays, as the coach will say, when you're Willie Mays, you can do that.
But when you're a kid watching it, you emulate those type of guys.
Emulate them.
Here's a little, excuse me, check swing, or maybe that was a bunt. Williams off the mound to get it, throws over to Taylor at first, who makes the pick with the runner bearing down on him. And the Pacifics make another fine play.
That was Stephen Javier, I think, pinch hitting for Bracamonte. Because, yes, it was. It was Stephen Javier pinch hitting for Bracamonte.
I'm always the last to know about these changes.
I just noticed as he was running down the first base line. So that was that.
Here's Wes Wallace. Moonshot home run his last time pitch. Check swing, holds up, ball one. The Giants, many years ago, used to have a guy at first base named Willie Montañez. Remember Willie Montañez?
Not much.
Ring a bell, and he used to grab the ball at first, and there's another one inside for a ball. And he had this interesting way, he played first base, and an interesting way of receiving the ball, and he would do this very creative flip as he would catch the routine play over there at first base. And I remember thinking, God, that looks cool. Tried to emulate it. The ball hit me in the arm. Never did it again. Pitch and foul straight back.
You were smart enough to realize.
Ouch.
Well, I wasn't going to say it was the pain. If it was just to realize, oh, this is difficult. Maybe I shouldn't be doing that.
When you miss it and it hits you, you stop doing it.
Yeah, that's.
Leave that one to Willie. Well, that one goes way, way back. It was when I was first watching baseball, the 1-2 pitch is up high here for a ball, 2-2. The Giants used to be on KTVU a lot down here. And the voice of the team on those TV games was Gary Park. I was always a big fan of Gary.
Wes Wallace has a home run tonight, so that is a hopeful sign for the Diamonds, if it means he might be snapping out of his recent slump.
Right-handed batter waits, and the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Here's Patrick O'Donnell here to step in. 2 outs here in the inning. Yuki Yasuda would be next if O'Donnell can keep this going. Gets swinging a ground ball foul wide of third.
You know, some people are insistent that you say something nice about a situation. So think of something nice to say. Well, all right. This game is not yet 3 hours old. That's pretty fast.
That is unbelievable, considering there's been 14 runs scored.
24 hits.
This one up high. Diamond bullpen continues its activity. Nothing going on over there on the other side, so they'll leave this one up to Mitch Williams. This one is fouled away.
Is that your pinball sign?
That sounds like that old pinball machine.
Sound, I mean.
Hey man, that's my pinball.
For those of you who remember pinball. Looking ahead, the Pacific's at the Clippers. That'll be Saturday and Sunday for San Rafael.
What in the world is a pinball wizard?
How much of a wizard could you be when all you had was the two flippers at the bottom and no control over the ball, no matter where else it was, until it got down?
But there were
to
people
the
who were far better at pinball than other people. And the pinball wizard was blind.
Deaf, dumb, and blind. That's right. Swing and a miss. Strike three to end the inning. And the Diamond's done in the eighth. Let's go to the ninth. 12-2 San Rafael. This lacks entertainment.
It does. But we have 9 innings. We have 1 more inning to go.
Come back and see the Diamonds next Thursday.
We can charge to this 9th inning. The Pacifics go down 1-2-3.
Martinez Clippers. We'd love to have
Look
you
who's
here.
coming to the
They'll
mound.
be here Thursday, Friday,
Frank?
Saturday, and Sunday. Check it out. It's a great ballpark and a great team. Watch our Diamond summer. Come back.
I've lost this.
Javion Randall, Brent Gillespie, and Jake Taylor. So at least he's got an easy 3 that he can go up against.
There, another beautiful look at Pittsburgh from the Winter Chevrolet Stadium here in the corner of Railroad and Civic Avenue in Pittsburgh, just a block away from Highway 4, and a quick walk from the new BART station over here, and a new way to get around here in this section of town as they've extended it all the way through to Antioch. And Scott, I know that you were able to make use of that, and things went rather well.
It went very well. I'm living in Antioch for the summer, and I walked down to the bus stop on Lone Tree Way, and I took the bus down to the Hillcrest Avenue stop, the Antioch stop of the BART station, and of course it drops you off right in front of the station. Got in there, got a very cool, clean, beautiful new BART cars. Not like the old BART cars, a whole new type of car. And it took me 1 stop to Pittsburgh Center Station, where I got out of the Pittsburgh Center Station and walked 1 block here to City Park. And it probably was a better game.
Can't make it more convenient than that.
Can't. It really is cool, and it's a easy way to go to the ball game.
So here's Austin Fraker, a position player on, and the pitch on the outside corner for a strike. And always like to see in these mop-up situations, the Diamonds don't want to use any more of their regulars down there from the pen. Next pitch swung on it, missed strike 2. The batter Javion Randall, and he's got a couple of hits, couple of walks, 3 RBIs, a run scored. A very nice line for him, and Can say that about so many of the Pacifics here tonight. This one outside, and the count goes 1-2.
You want to put on the brakes, call on the frakes.
That rhymes.
It does rhyme. That was about the only standard that would pass.
This one up high, making it 2 balls and 2 strikes. Boy, sometimes at the fire department down the street, here's the next pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3 as Fraker picks up a strikeout on the first batter he faces.
The league's leading hitter.
That is very nice. Javian Randall, as you said, he's no slouch.
No.
Out on strikes. I was just saying, across the street, there's one of the fire department, one of those substation fire departments out there. As the pitch is swinging a ground ball, hit hard to first, picked up nicely by Valero, taking it to the bag himself, and quickly 2 up and 2 down as Gillespie grounds out. But sometimes I think they're just, they turn on those lights, they're just maneuvering things out there.
Well, they drove off towards the marinas and Old Town, so I don't know.
Maybe they're headed down to the Mecca trying to
have
pick
some
up
lunch, a late
couple
dinner.
of tacos here. As the pitch swing and a miss. Jake Taylor standing in. 2-run bomb. That got things started back in the 2nd inning. Sack fly on an RBI since then, with a couple of strikeouts and a double play ball. That one's in there for a strike, and it's 0-2. Fraker winds and delivers the pitch off the outside part of the plate.
I thought he might get a call on that one.
Yeah, if nothing else, you figure the strike zone expands in a situation like this. The 1-2 pitch way outside. Can't expand it that much. It's 2-2.
Missed your opportunity.
You always wonder about that with some umpires. You know, they're trying to call it, right down the line, but here's a 2-2 pitch. Check swing, ground ball. Fraker off the mound to get it. Over to first in time for the out.
Want to put on the brakes? Call in the frakes.
He does it. A 1-2-3 inning for Austin Fraker. And you never know how some guys change positions and they find a new one. Maybe there's a new one here for Austin Fraker. And the inning is over, 12-2 San Rafael.
I don't know. He's listed as the coach. He's not listed on the roster. I might have been gone by that. I was there for the last 2 weeks.
bottom of the ninth we go. Nick DeBar, who I thought had retired. He's the pitching coach, not listed on the regular roster. But he's here to throw to try to get the last 3 outs here. And Yuki Yasuda will start it off. Yuki, Garcia, and then Brett Smith.
And DeBar has no statistics from this year. Has not been in the game. So that's a very strange situation. I mean,
they just added him to the roster just for this particular situation, I guess.
I don't know. Let me see if they have a transaction in the 8th inning.
So the Diamonds down to their last 3 outs in a game that has been just utterly forgettable for them. Pittsburgh back at it tomorrow as they will be up in the wine country at Silverado Field. Saturday at 5, Sunday at 1. Pacific's at the Clippers over the weekend.
With Yuki Yasuda at the bat, here's an interesting transaction. The Napa Silverados have signed Maya Mayadera. Remember his double play combo partner in Sonoma.
Well, that's right. Good call. Pitch to Yuki, and that's up high for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes.
And I know that Aaron keeps saying the Martinez Clippers have been making a lot of moves, and boy, this transaction board is filled with the Martinez Clippers signing people.
Here's the next pitch, inside for a ball. And
none of them are named Mike Trout.
What's that?
They signed a whole bunch of people. None of them are named Mike Trout.
He'd be a nice addition if you happen to have $20 million or so that you can spare each year. 2-0 pitch, swinging a ball foul. You think if, with these guys and so many of us growing up always dreamed about playing at the major league, and of course these guys try to keep those dreams alive, and some of those guys at the big league level playing for those just huge sums of money that never seem to stop growing.
Yeah.
$25 million a season for pitchers. 2-1 pitch, and that is low for a ball. And Mike Trout will be a free agent. I believe it's not until after the 2019 season.
Oh.
But with the way he's playing, what kind of money will a guy like that command?
Oh, man.
3-1 pitch, and this in there, a strike, and Yuki will have to come back.
It's amazing. Although, what's interesting about it, it's the product of the money that's available. The money that's available is because of the money paid by television, because of the popularity of the sport. We don't have statistics repeatedly for entertainers like what they made. You can get a top 10 list of the most money made touring by different groups, and old groups are in that top 10. People that don't have current
Rolling
top 40
Stones.
records, all the time. But there's a lot of money there. They just don't get that associated with them as much. And if the money's there, what are you going to do? I mean, players deserve their portion of it. But
you're not going to leave it on the table, that's for sure. Swinging. This one lifted into right field. Stodinger comes over. He'll make the catch, and 1 up and 1 down here in the 9th.
The argument, of course, is that, all right, there's all this television money to pay all these people all this dough, but why do ticket prices have to be so high? Why does it have to cost the average fan so much money to go to the game and spend $8 for a lousy beer or $10 for a beer, that type of thing? I mean,
hey, the garlic fries are good.
Sometimes they're awful. I have had some awful garlic fries. I cry out.
Here's Jose Garcia. And the pitch, and that one gets away, and they count 1 ball and no strikes. You talk about the Rolling Stones and the kind of money that they can command on the road. I mean, just to the geriatric crew,
right?
And yet still drawing these fans. It reminds me of junior high school, and something like 1981, big swing and a miss here, and my friend Dave coming to me and saying, Tony, we've got to go see the Rolling Stones. This is going to be their last tour.
Well, let me admit something to you, Tony. I grew up in Danville, California, a huge Elton John fan. I saw Elton John at the Oakland Coliseum Arena, 1974, and I saw him at Dodger Stadium in 1975. And he is on a 1.5 to 2-year farewell tour, and I have paid outrageous amounts of money for seats in the 16th row at the Los Angeles Forum for February 2nd, I believe is the day of that concert. And so I am guilty of participating in this.
You're going to pay to see who you want to see.
I can't wait to see Elton John's farewell tour next February.
2-1 pitch inside for a ball. It's 3-1. My wife and I went and saw Pat Benatar up in Lincoln not too long ago. She can still sing, and her husband Neil Gerardo playing all these instruments, writing those songs. They were great. It was worth the $70.
People are entertainers, and they're good at it and successful for a reason.
Pop up the shortstop Moreno, and he's got it for the out. Garcia is out number 2. Brett Smith, and he represents the final out here for Pittsburgh, unless he can keep it going for Morgan Blatnick. But you know, they say prices keep going up, and people always put that line, and we always draw that line in the sand, right? Yeah. Cigarette smokers are the most guilty of this. When a pack of cigarettes hits $3, I'm done. No, they're not.
Yeah.
If you want something bad enough, you'll pay whatever it takes to get it.
Brett Smith represents a potential tying run. If everyone scores from Brett Smith through the lineup and he comes up again, he'll be the potential tying run.
Good math, Scott.
After I was in a gas line, and I don't know if there are people old enough to remember being gas lines in the 1970s.
Swing and a miss.
On Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood, and I said to my friend, say the gas is going to go up to $1 a gallon. And I said, if it goes to $1 a gallon, I will not buy it.
Tough to get around that one, especially in Southern California.
There you go. Whatever.
A 1-1 pitch, slammed over to second base, diving stop by Yolande to throw him out. No, ball gets away. It looks like it's going to be, I would think that would be an infield hit. That ball was hit so hard, and it looked like Smith got down the line pretty quick, but actually Yolande probably would have had him out if he made the accurate throw. We'll probably charge Kyle with an error on that play, but I'd like to look at that one again if we could. Let's check this out. Ball's hit really hard. Yolande makes the nice play to get there. Let's look at the throw. Boy, he beats the throw. That's going to be an infield base hit.
Yeah. So here come the Diamonds.
Here come the Diamonds. Runner at second, down by 10. And here's Blatnick, and the pitch in there for a strike, and the count 0-1. There's Morgan's numbers. That was to start the night. Well, with all the walks, it pretty much stayed the same. His on-base percentage going up with every at-bat. There's a swing and a ground ball foul.
I remember a couple games last year when Nick DeBar came in started for the Pacifics, and the Diamonds unloaded on him.
Yeah, and that's when I believe he actually retired. I'm remembering a ceremony that they had presenting him with a plaque last year, and he was a pitching coach / pitcher for them. a year ago. The 0-2 pitch, that one hops up there, gets away. Runner will move up 90 feet. So Blatnick and the Diamonds down to their final strike. Morgan trying to pick up an RBI against DeBar, the 1-2 pitch, and that is low and in, ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It's also interesting. I guess you have a routine or whatever, but here we are. It's 12-2, you know, and DeBar takes a while to get himself together up there, gets set, looks at third, comes to the plate.
This one gets away, but that short porch going back to the backstop. And I guess Brett Smith doesn't want to make the last stops getting thrown out of home plate down by 10.
That was smart. That was smart. Representing the tying run as he does.
Oh, boy. And wouldn't that just be one of those things for the Diamonds? The way things have gone tonight, he would have tried to score. The carom would have been perfect right back to home plate.
Bad.
It's just the way things have gone for the Diamonds tonight.
It could happen. 2 out 9
3-2
there.
pitch. Ball 4, and Morgan Blatnick on base again with the walk. What is that, 6 walks in 2 games for Morgan?
That is 4 walks tonight.
Well, that's 7. 7 walks in 2 games for Blatnick. Apparently the man knows the strike zone. Here's Valera.
The Diamond fans who have hung out are getting a glimmer. Just a glimmer. It's only a glimmer. You're down by 10 runs. You have 2 people on, but a glimmer is better than nothing.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Well, they're alive. As long as you're breathing, you have a chance.
Here's Valera swinging. That ball's hammered to left field. Way back it goes. It is gone for a 3-run home run for Valera. And now it's 12-5. So the fans that are left here give a big cheer for that one. And here comes Valera rounding the bases. And that is a 3-run bomb.
Well, as we have discussed not too many times about the home run replay killer.
Fastball down the middle, and Valera just did not miss it.
What a beautiful swing.
Rafael comes up with a 3-run home run. And Nick DeBar trying to get the final out. Ground ball to third. This could do it. Up with it is Files, across to Taylor, inning over, ball game over. Pacifics win it 12-5. We're going to have some highlights for you on Delta TV. And Scott, that wraps up what it has to be a very frustrating and forgettable night for Pittsburgh.
Yes, it's got to be forgettable. The problem, of course, the question is, Corey McDonald, why was he so ineffective tonight when he has been so very effective? We're going to have highlights here. I know for the Diamonds what the highlights will be. A 3-run homer from Valera, a home run from Wes Wallace, and the big highlight for Santa Fe, catch by Don Clark in center field. This is Joel Carranza. And that was a good summation of the highlights of his evening. Here he is. There is Valera going to second. They throw to second for 1, and they do not make that throw. That was the time when Valera came sliding in and broke up that double play. Here's a base hit to right field. There's Corey on the mound, and that runs into Yasuda, bounces off of him. He throws to first and still gets the out. This pitch to Taylor is going to end up on the other side of that fence. Nope, this is a sacrifice fly. Wes Wallace makes the catch and throws it in. McDonald's still in here, and this pitch is the line drive base hit to left field. I'm not sure who was at the plate, but Jose Garcia with a ground ball left side. Then Moreno with a throw to second, but that one, Yasuda was called out. This is, I think, Generous, and Generous sends it over the fence for a home run. Here's Taylor. He's going to ground it to the left side, and Blatnick gets it started for a double play. Now here's Caramonte, and he grounds it to the second baseman. And that's a double play for your Pacifics. Here's Pat O'Donnell, and here is the catch of the night. Here comes Clark. Nice play. Clark, nice play.
Fantastic right there. But it's one of those nights that the Diamonds would soon forget. Corey McDonald just did not have it tonight. The offense for the San Rafael Pacifics, all those hits, 12 runs. They came on 19 hits, very efficient with that. Here's that nice play by Moreno that turned into a double play.
Yeah.
As he was able to throw behind the runner. But Scott, just one of those nights that it just didn't seem like the Diamonds could do anything right, and the Pacifics couldn't do anything wrong.
They just were all, as a team, hot as could be. And when the game was still on the line, here comes Valera's home run that we just witnessed in the ninth inning. When the game was still on the line, they were single after single, and they were all line drives.
Right.
It wasn't just, sneaking past. So it was very disappointing for the Diamonds. And I think you're right. Forget this. Go to Napa. Pick up. It's an 80-game season, people. There are going to be games like this.
Long way to go, and that'll do it for us. Thanks very much to Delta TV. And the Diamonds, they fall to 8-12. San Rafael moves their record to 13-7. And that'll wrap it up from Winter Chevrolet Stadium here in Pittsburgh. For all of us with Pittsburgh Diamonds baseball, for Scott McDonald, I'm Anthony Schultz saying good night from the Berg.